judge who's, an activist here, she's not going to look on this very, very kindly, right?
Here you go.
What did he post again? Who will be the next OnlyFans girl to call me out? Bought their likes, then locked the comments. Holy absolutely rent-free in their minds. Get back to making your family shameful of your existence. Woof. Oh, buddy. And did you believe he was referencing you? It's possible. Just kind of like I said, getting his audience
Here comes
to have
the
a certain
sweeping
view for when he attacks me. And then it was set for court, I think, in December.
We did the first half yesterday.
Yes. All right. May I approach? Yes. So they're approaching about this. They take judicial notice of that. The court admits that into evidence. Did he post again on social media? Yes. In fact, on December 12th of 2025. So last year, you got no idea of how hard it is to find a woman that isn't a psychotic, entitled. Men got it hard. Right? Okay, we're going to have to put another one in the swear jar for... All right.
Who cares?
Did you take...
You put one in the swear jar for penis?
Why? It's the same verbiage he's used times when describing me. So I guess he's described her as a psychotic, entitled... Okay. And you're describing you in publicly or in private? He just calls me crazy and psycho is what I believe he said on his streams about me. All right, we'll pull up 32. And then on December 17th of 2025, what does he post? No, we do. But modern feminism has convinced women that a man wants to protect you is manipulating you. Women have grown ungrateful and entitled and expect to be taken care of and protected, but aren't willing to do their part in the relationship, and they say you're abusive. Once again, I think this doesn't sound like it's directed particularly at her, but okay.
It's literally directed towards her, you fucking imbecile. It's literally directed towards her, okay? You absolute sweeper retard. The other person is the only person who he's speaking it to. It's not directed at the lawyers. Don't you think that maybe he is doing a little bit of like a fucking sub posting here, obviously talking about her? God, you're so fucking pathetic. Fuck you, man. All right.
It sounds like it's a critique of modern feminism, but okay. And all that's why there was an emergency protective order in place. Is that right?
Also, not only that, that's like so fucking incorrect as well. Like, how many fucking stories have we heard about like men not doing their part, like not doing the laundry, not washing dishes, right? Expecting the women to take care of the kids at home while they just go off to work and do whatever the fuck, right? Like, what the fuck?
Yes. How does this compare to what he posted on the protected order? Very tame. Okay, like were the ones before, he explicitly named me and gave lots of threats. All right, no objection. They all come in. He posted again, any woman that lies about SA or sexual or rape should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. They should be excommunicated from every group they're part of, and people knowingly weaponizing their lies should be held accountable as well. Well, I mean, that's something that we've heard in a lot of the counter to Me Too, right? Is that if you're Jussie Smolletting stuff, you should be punished to the full extent of the law. Like if you make a false claim, you should be punished harshly, right?
I mean, that's fine, okay? But you also got to make sure that Tim Pool, you got to make sure that every single fucking Republican commentator, you got to make sure that yourself will always be held to account on this, okay? Again, you only support like restricting the First Amendment when it comes to your side, but you better be fucking consistent, because the moment that you ever fucking speak up about anything, especially about Destiny, okay, you should be locked up the first thing, okay? So, good meme, okay?
I think that false claims are wrong. That is something that is a bad thing in our society. LaSalle 9740 said, if you think all women or men are evil or crazy, maybe you need to look at why you attract the crazy. That's exactly right. Not all men are bad and not all women are bad. There are bad men and bad women. That's true.
I'll be curious as to know what he defines as to what a bad man would be, because as far as I'm concerned, he has literally zero standards, okay? He doesn't give a fuck about like any of Tectone's like fucking allegations as far as I'm concerned, and I don't see him doing any like actual fucking nuanced fucking answer in the future. It's all just sweep for Tectone. Just keep sweeping, God, what a disgusting human being.
True. Let me get some water.
I attract crazy? Yeah, because you're unhinged. You're addicted
Lying
to the
women have
gorilla
far too
grip
much power
pussy.
these days. Did you believe that was a reference to you? Yes. Then, Judge, I'll ask the court to take judicial notice of the extension of the protective order that went into effect until January 7th. The court will do so.
You fear stability, because stability is not exciting.
So he says something different. I'm a patient man. No matter how long this takes, I don't care. Justice will come. I will not fall off. I will return to my life soon. In the meantime, I'll just keep living, working on myself, and growing. I'm not worried. I'm just looking to the future patiently. I don't think this has anything to do with a particular person. I think it has to do with him, but okay. And how did you take that post? He's treating this as some type of criminal court case rather than me needing protection because of his harassment and threats and the abuse. excuse. And are you trying to asking the court to grant the protective order? Yes, please. Okay. Are you asking the court to prohibit him from 200 yards of your residence? Yes. You're asking to be prohibited from engaging any contact, either online or otherwise, would harass, annoy, alarm, abuse, or torment or embarrass you? Yes. Judge, I've got some video that I need to queue up so I could take a break. Court, why don't we do that? Let's take a 10-minute recess. So now they publish the evidence and the video is played. And they said, actually, Judge, to clarify, I haven't viewed this. I don't have any objection to authenticity. I should reserve objections to content, but I'll lodge those objections. Okay, video's played. So that was published on March 12th of 2025. Do you recall seeing that stream? I didn't see the stream. I saw the clips afterwards that were posted online. Okay, and these clips that were posted specifically, did you think they were specifically referencing you? Yes, he was speaking about my case. Not smart. And what are your concerns, if any, about his comment about going nuclear? This was based off the police report, so that's why he was publicly anticipating and consistently attacking me. Sorry, can you repeat the question? Sure. When he said, what were your concerns about what he would do, if anything, when he talked about going nuclear? Possibly, most likely post the revenge porn and threaten and harass me more. That's when I got really scared to the point where it would get dangerous for me to even leave the house. And we're there, let me back up a little bit, ex parte, were there these types of posts continue post the granting of the temporary ex parte protective order? Yes, a lot. And can you describe these posts? And they emit the evidence here. They play another video. And
they're
says,
there, yeah.
How
it
was
corroborates
it,
everything.
How was that relevant? Ms. Locke says, sure, Judge. One of the issues at stake is that he's got untreated mental health condition. It's schizophrenia. Pretty serious. He carries firearms. He bragged about it online and he gives her concerns for her safety.
That's pretty crazy, my dude.
He has. And he admits to seeing hallucinations. He's admitted publicly online to over 1 million followers. He's got following him, but give real concerns for her personal safety and grounds for a protective order to be granted. All right. Objection overruled. Applicant's 45 is admitted. All right. And this one is from January 14, 2025. Judge, I'm trying to move the next part, but it's not timestamped. All right. When you listen to that, what did you know him and what did you know him to be referencing to? Me. Okay. And how did you know it was you? He's talking about our case. Okay. And what was done after January 2025? Yes. Okay, and this is kind of context that has been harassing to you. Yes. Okay, and tell the court what is it does to you when he posts this content online. It's degrading, it's scary, it's embarrassing. Like I don't think anybody wants someone consistently just calling them these things publicly for everyone, their family, their friends, my colleagues, everyone to hear on a consistent basis.
Oh my God, that hurts. Not good. Whoa, hey! Nice, good one. Good meme. Why did you jump instead of rolling? What do you mean? Jump how? What do you mean? Jumping what way? You kept jumping to get out from under it? Well, you wouldn't understand. It's a special tactic only done by professionals, okay?
And did he ever say...
Nerd.
Did he ever... I'm sorry. Do you believe that he is doing this intentionally? Like he's going to harm you? I believe he is going to harm me. And because I went to the police... He just wants me to let it go, the case. And he engaged in a repeated pattern of making online comments on his streams about you ever since he went to the police, even before the police. And the fact that he won't get into all of it, but you actually created a timeline of everything you posted on over the course of a year. And how voluminous is it? 200 pages is the timeline. And that's just a timeline. Do you believe that you will be safe if the court does not grant the protective order? Absolutely not. Do you believe that he will engage in a continued pattern of harassment if this protective order is not granted? Yes. All right. I passed the witness.
I see.
So this goes over to cross-examination. So now we're going to get into the cross-examination. Alan Pally for 5 Canadian says perjury consequences are adequate. No. They can be, yeah, but they don't actually enforce them. So if we just enforced perjury, but we don't enforce it, and that's the problem. A special carve-out for extraordinary punishment for false assay holds a dissent against true victims. I agree, but we need to enforce perjury. So just enforce perjury. That would be fine. I agree with you. That's a good compromise.
I like how we're trying to reason out the consequences of lying about rape or SA, because they are just trying to subliminally say, yeah, you know what, Pinkchyu lied, right? Like, that's essentially what they're trying to do, no? Like, what they're trying to do is like, oh, Pinkchyu lied. That's why we have to come up with punishments on totally unrelated, by the way. Totally unrelated. Okay, totally unrelated. That's why you have to come up with these hypothetical punishments for people who lie about it. Again, they're trying to subliminally plant that shit into your shit. But
production says for $4.99, she kept saying he called her by her name, but none of these do. No, they don't. None of the comments had her name in there. Kind of McLovin 10 says, not sure the validity, but I saw a video where the poster said the docs have been privated. Not sure if this affects this, not just anyone. No, these are I can release these. These are totally legitimate. There's no issue with these being released. These documents being released. These are, court documents.
These docs are being released.
That are public. Dawn Generates says, so I guess now believing is now evidence. Yes. How likely is jail time for him breaking a pregnant? It's not going to be jail time.
Dude, okay. Do you think that there's always going to be evidence for any kind of rape ever? Really? You don't think that, like, why do you think that everybody has, like, a fucking rape kit in the house? Or some shit? Like, do you think that, like, that's how it works? God, he's so fucking disgusting. None of these people know how anything works. God, and if they do, it's because they're intentionally trying to, like, fucking hide it on purpose because, like, they're trying to be gross and shit. God, it's so disgusting. Like, what the fuck? Like, you think any couple living together is going to keep, like, a fucking kid in the fucking house? Like, or some shit? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Sarcasto78 for 5 says, Mr. Mindset, you said,
Like,
I don't
how
like
do you think people
CUM.
prove these things?
Did I read that right? Let's get into the cross-examination. I'm going to ask you some questions. If there's anything confusing, just let me know. So you go by Linda, Miss Lamar, Ashley.
Shows something he wasn't supposed to?
I go by Ashley. Ashley, that's my middle name. All right, Ashley? I want you to take a second. All these exhibits that your attorney just admitted, can you point out for me in those exhibits, it mentions Linda, Miss Lamar, Pinkchyu, Pink, or Ashley. In the timeline, there's multiple situations. Ashley, I want you to take a second and review all of the exhibits. Can you tell me where in the exhibits it mentions Linda, Miss Lamar, Pinkchyu, Pink, or Ashley? Are you speaking about the printed ones, the ones that are on screen? Either. I don't believe in this short clip section my name was mentioned in the clip section. Okay, I agree with you. Can you point out for the court anytime in any of the admitted exhibits where it mentions Linda, Miss Lamar, Pink, Pinkchyu, or Ashley? Not that was shown. Okay, I agree with you. Would you agree with me that we'll strike that? Has John ever text messaged you since the application? Well, have you ever expressed to John until the protection order was filed that you didn't want to contact with him? Yes. And okay, how did you do that? How do you communicate? From my mom. So you had your mom call him and say she doesn't want you to call him anymore. He called my mom. And what was that conversation recorded anyway? No, but I believe there was it memorialized in text messages? Yes, in writing. I believe there's text messages. I don't know if that's what you said over the phone or through text. Okay. I would assume if it's in text, you have a copy of that. No. Since the protective order has been filed, has he text messaged you? No. Has he emailed you? No. Has he called you? No. Has he communicated with you by social media? Are you speaking of since the protective order? Facebook Messenger, over direct message, Instagram, any communication at all? Are you speaking of from since the protective order? Correct. No. Okay, I do not believe so. So no communication, right? Has he ever been seen in your house outside your neighborhood? No. Has he ever approached you? No. And I want to ask you again, how did your relationship with John start? Who contacted you? I reached out to him because his friend asked me to reach out to him. Okay, but your friend didn't type out the media message, the social media message to John, correct? No. You messaged John. Is that yes? Correct? Okay. So you messaged John all to begin a romantic relationship? No. In December,
God,
what's
so
that?
cringe.
Oh, no. That not when I messaged him, no. At some point following the message to John, you entered into a romantic relationship.
The fuck?
Sometime between June of 2022 and let's say July. Yes. At some point, yes. You guys were a couple. Is that fair? Yes. Okay. Well, I just want to clarify because you provided some testimony on direct that the only reason
does anybody have a
was
defib?
because he had a mental health diagnosis where he didn't want to sleep alone. I mean, you guys were a
it's so
couple.
close.
Is that fair? Yes. Okay. So I just want to clear up because the implication from that was that you were roommates, but you were only sleeping together because he was scared of the dark or something like that. I mean, you guys were a couple. You slept together like couples do. I preferred a lot of times to sleep upstairs. Okay. But have you ever expressed something different?
In case you guys are wondering what the fuck is happening, basically Tectone's lawyers are trying to cross-examine her in order to point out like why like her shit is fake or why her shit is like made up or fabricated or whatever the fuck, right? However, like the questions that they're asking is like kind of disgusting because they're basically like asking like, oh, isn't it true that you're the one that reached out to Tectone on purpose in order to gain a relationship, right? What that's supposed to prove is that if she says yes to that, then what that means is the arrangement where it's like blowjobs for rent or some shit like that isn't a thing. Like it isn't ever a thing or whatever, right? Like it isn't something where Tectone is forcing you into this position. It's because you want to have a relationship with him and you agreed to something like that, right? Making her a not trustworthy victim? Sure, but that's like every single like cross-examination ever, right? Like keep that part in mind.
In a text message to John. I believe it was over Snapchat. I would tell him I'm working or I'm going to go sleep upstairs. Okay. But for the purposes of our cross-examination, I'm familiar with the text message history with you guys. I mean, you guys, again, you were a couple and slept in the same bed. Yes, periodically we did. It was both. Did you engage in consensual intimate encounters? There were times before I moved in, yes.
To be fair, okay, if I was a lawyer and I was defending Steven in court, I feel as though I would ask similar questions, right? Like I would also ask similar questions. I mean, it's always going to be gross no matter what, right? Like I'm not sure whether or not that's something I can avoid. Does that make sense? Like I understand that it's gross. But I feel as though like whenever you're on the other side of the aisle, right? I don't think if you could, I don't know if you can ever make it not gross. I feel like this is like questioning stuff like this will always be gross, which is like makes it kind of unavoidable, you know, because that's a part of the job. But like but then you got hired for a job and you're here to do that job, right? That's what a lawyer is supposed to do, right?
And it was fair.
Lawyers gotta slime up sometimes. Well, yeah, but that's a part of the job. That's what they're supposed to do. Like, unless you don't want to do your job. But I mean,
Fair to say your date of birth is X. Yes.
You can be tactful
You made a
about
statement.
it, sure.
Oh, sorry. From a personal perspective, did you want partners to be invested in your career goals? Supportive. Okay, great. Thank you for clarifying. Did you want them to be supportive of your career goals?
Yes.
And John was supportive of your career goals. Is that fair? You testified about him wanting to be kind to promote your online presence and help you achieve more visibility, more popularity. Those were all things you wanted. Is that fair? I think yes. And John was supportive.
What do you think about Hassan stream on YouTube? Is he doing that now? Is he streaming on YouTube?
Yes. Okay. If you had a partner that wasn't supportive of your career goals, that wouldn't be a very good sign of a mutually supportive relationship. Is that fair? Yes. So once again, she's going through and confirming these things kind of one by one. The Real Saint said, sorry, I joined in late, but did you already talk about Tectone's 10-year fire extension he signed? How does that work? If he wants to go? That's not that one. We're going through this specific. I love Tectone's content, but IMO, dude, most likely could have avoided protector order to just stay quiet on Twitter, Twitch. And that's my criticism of Tectone, is that he should have really stayed quiet, like really more like extra cautious. And he wasn't extra cautious, right? And he said more than he should have said. That's true, even if it wasn't related to her. The inclination on direct was that him wanting to help you out was a bad thing.
Makes so much money.
It was a dynamic,
I have no idea.
Power dynamic, right? So this is the Me Too framing, and I'm going to say it. In a lot of these cases, we've seen this. Amber Heard. We've seen a lot of other cases.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. Like comparing her to Amber Heard is some wild shit. And he's totally shameless. He's totally shameless with how much he discredits her. Like, he's so shameless. Legal Mindset is so shameless. Like him, I genuinely wonder how much Tectone has paid to have like this fucking legal sock here make this fucking live stream on her. God, it's so cringe. God, this is so cringe. Like, again, all of this is an attempt to repair his own reputation after losing the case. 100%. Okay? I feel like I'm willing to bet like $100 at least. Or $200 that Tectone has... No. I think I'm willing to bet $500 that Tectone and Legal Mindset has some correspondence regarding like defending him in public. 100%. Like, I think like either Legal Mindset brought it up on purpose in order to like get his favor, or Tectone asked him. Okay, either one of the two. I would bet money on that. I would bet money on that. Fuck that shit. Like, it's so fucking blatant how fucking cringe this is. Like how much Legal Mindset is like deliberately sucking off Tectone, like fucking grabbing his balls, doing some little like fucking teasing before swallowing his fucking micro penis, okay? His lips barely puckered as he goes in for the tiny 2-inch. Holy shit, so cringe.
Where it's framed as a power dynamic when a man is helping a woman, or and it could be a woman helping a man in another situation. It's framed as a power dynamic, right? Okay, let's see here. That he had more fans online that you didn't, right? He had more control over not just online, but also with companies and stakes in companies and partners. Okay. And I meant, if you could correct me if I wasn't wrong, it sounds like he was leveraging that influence and had it in your industry to help your career out. Is that fair? Yes. Okay. Was John physically abusive to you? In what way? Would he hit you? He did shove my face into his crotch one time. Okay. Would he strike you with his hand? No. Would he kick you? No. When did the alleged sexual...
Again, okay, she has not been trying to allege physical abuse, okay? She's not trying to allege physical abuse. That's different, okay? Shit like hitting your partner or whatever, that's not the same. Domestic physical abuse is not the same as like someone, okay? Like typically they're classified together. I mean, they're related, but like, I mean, they're not one and the same, okay? I am not YouTuber that says I'm streaming on YouTube good or bad. It's good for content.
Harassment began. The coercion began when I moved in, and it got more aggressive as time went on. Okay, when I moved into Chestnut Ridge address. So this was December of 2022. No. That's when you guys met. Yes. Okay. When do you think you started dating? I believe a couple of weeks after we met. So after the end of December, beginning of January, something like that. Sometime in December, I can't remember. Do you think you'll talk about the flock privacy issues? I don't even know what you're talking. I don't flock privacy issues. You're gonna have to DM me or message me about that. Maybe I'm bird brain today, and I'm my brain is flocking over here, but I don't know. I don't know what that is. So you're gonna have to fill me in on that one.
We know.
Let's continue here.
You are like that.
When you moved into Chestnut Ridge address, and I apologize, I don't know when that was. Do you remember month and year? I think it was possibly February of 2024. Okay. That's when the coercion began. Yes, I wasn't paying rent. We were into the new home. Okay. You stated that around February or March 2023, you told John that you did not want to live by this agreement anymore. What was the agreement like? I wasn't paying rent. In my perspective, I thought it was because I was going to help him with thumbnails and graphics. And because he stated during the intimacy that it was not like that I wasn't paying rent because I was giving him blowjobs. But he stated in quotes, "Do your job, you don't pay rent." But it sounds like you guys were already in a romantic relationship at that point. That's why I was disgusted and confused. What was disgusted and confusing? That I thought I was his girlfriend, but he's treating me like a...
Why do you think he is defending a sinking ship of Tectone? Well, I mean, it's probably something like a... I mean, you can still benefit off of defending content creators who are sinking ships. Why do I defend Destiny?
Prostitute. And did you break up with him at that point? I told him I wanted to pay rent, and I hoped that it would stop after that. I told him I had already sold all of my items in my home, canceled my lease like he asked, and I'd struck already. And it's not that easy to move out. Okay. Were you working online? And you were, I think, doing some modeling, doing some acting. And I am not
Tectone gave him blowjobs for this. That's so
deeply
true.
familiar with this kind of world. But theirs is generally something you're doing. I was, streaming and modeling. And your income streams from that. It's not as high as I got later when I began on OnlyFans, right? Yes, but there was an income statement. Yeah, but it was...
Why did they highlight
wasn't that high? Correct. But my question was, there was an income stream. Yes. And were you making money from that? Yes. And certainly if the situation was coercive enough, if it was bad enough, you could have moved out. Is that fair? No. Because like I said, he does have a lot of power and control and the power dynamic. I just felt like I was going to start paying rent and, that was going to stop and I was going to hopefully move on from that. Okay, but John wasn't keeping you in the home. He wasn't physically keeping you in the home. How?
This is more incriminating to Tectone. What's the point of this? To stroke the ego of its fans? Okay. Why do you think Caroline Levitt constantly talks to the press? Why does Caroline Levitt do that? Now you understand Legal Mindset's position.
Also, explain what physically keeping is. I'll strike that. And you reported this alleged sexual abuse to the Austin Police Department. Yes. And when was that? I believe in early 2025. Okay. And Detective James Script, does that name sound familiar? Yes.
YouTube?
He was a detective assigned. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Would it surprise you if the investigation been suspended? I suspended it. You suspended it? Yes. And so it was your request to suspend the investigation. So once again, we're seeing the criminal investigation was dropped.
Okay. Look, Rabbi. Okay. All right. If my eating makes you too uncomfortable, just pretend my mouth is full of cum and dick, and then I think you'll fare well with it. Okay.
Right.
It's a crunchy show.
Due to all the threats and harassment, I couldn't do what the officer was requesting for my safety. But you proceed with the filing of a protective order. Yes. And hopefully after the protective order, if I feel safe and comfortable enough, I will probably most likely reopen the case. So she's trying to say she's going to reopen the criminal case, right? Which has not been done, right? To date.
Ground beef.
Dan said, is it true you were dropped by Mythic Talent in 2025? What the fuck? Me? No, I was picked up by Mythic Talent in 2025. What was the time? Was Tectone dropped by Mythic Talent? Yes, right? But not me. I'm part of Mythic Talent. Okay, I want to ask you about another police report that you filed. This one was back in February 2024 when you called the Leander Police Department. Is that correct? Yes. And at the time of the report, were you residing with John on Venzia View? Yes. At that time, were you residing with him? Yes. And you had made a report because John's ex-wife, Jessica, had messaged John something like, "Is she better than me?"
I mean, the fact that he confirmed it goes to show that Mythic Talent does in fact hide people from the website, right, to avoid controversy. Again, they're too cowardly. Okay, they're not willing to own it. They're not willing to own it. Okay, they're just a bunch of cowards, really, right? I mean, obviously they want to save their reputation, but like in a way, that's kind of like lying to people, right?
Once again, Freem, this is in our previous stream, some of you saw, some of you didn't, accused him of having a micropene, but also asked, and let me put one in the swear jar for micropene, also said, is she better than
That's
me?
my queen.
Right? This is not why I made the police report. That wasn't my question. Did John's ex-wife message him something like, is she better than me? That is what he told me. I did not see it. Okay, but is that your understanding of what Jessica told John? Is that fair? Yes. And he made a report on the basis of suspicion that Jessica had videos of you and John engaged in independent activities. Yes. And you believe that she had those recordings. From what I was told, yes. Okay, and what were you told by who? Mr. Robertson? By John? Yes. And you believed that he told you because your next action was to call the police. That was not the timeline of the events, though. Correct. It was about 14 months after he told you. Is that fair? It was after multiple people have told me that they were sent that. After multiple people were sent that, they stated that they were sent footage. Q said, did these multiple people, did they ever provide you any of this footage? No. Okay, so you didn't have any independent evidence of verification that anything,
That's disturbing,
that anybody had the footage ever. Is that fair? No, there was some footage. It just wasn't sexual footage. Okay, but to be clear, you never saw any video footage. No, I was believing John and his friends. Okay, when did Jessica message that to John? Do you understand? The first time? I believe it was in December. And that's when you learned about it. I just don't remember the full context. I just knew there was some footage, something going on, but I didn't understand the full context. Judge may approach. Yes. Have you ever had a different position on when you learned about that footage? I was just told, or that message, that it was giving him a blowjob, but I didn't know if it was inside the garage or if it was outside the garage. Like the full context, because I never seen it myself. Let me back that up.
Gross.
When did you learn about the message that Jessica sent John? Something to the effect of, is she better than me? December 2022. Okay. And what did you take from that? I was disturbed. And was Jessica there? Jessica where? Was Jessica in the home when you engaged with the intimate activities? No. So the implication from that message was she was viewing what you guys were doing in the house someplace else. Is that fair? Yes. And did that concern you? Yes. And you learned about it in December of 2022? Yes. And you didn't report that to police for 14 months until February of 2024? Yes. So she had all those concerns about revenge porn and stuff, and she's saying, I have concerns about Tectone's revenge porn, but she didn't report Freem's revenge porn, which she had and knew about for 14 months. So that's the contradiction there, right?
Because you're still trapped in an abusive relationship scenario? Also, not only that, like, have you forgotten that fucking Tectone lost his fucking court case? Like, some people can be deliberating back and forth whether or not to call the cops or something like that, especially when they finally work up the, like, strength to get the upper hand in an abusive relationship, right? Like, it could entirely be possible that she felt like she was trapped the entire time, and she, like, the thought of reporting Tectone or whatever was, like, somewhat of an impossibility, and months can go by like that. Yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, both Freem and Pinkchyu, all right, for whatever reason that she, waited for that long, okay? Again, Freem and Pinkchyu, at the end of the day, like, their stories line up. They team up together, but even though before they had a beef because of Tectone pitting them against one another. And when you have two victims together, typically that's a very damning thing when you have two victims together, okay? Like, that's rough. Very odd. And on that date, you spoke with Officer Alyssa Hoffman, and you remember that name? Yes. She's an officer with the Leander Police Department. Is that correct? Yes. And you reported to Officer Hoffman that John's ex-wife, Freem, had recorded you in intimate contact with John, sexual contact with John. Yes. And you wanted to file that police report against her because you believed she had been monitoring cameras in the house and recorded you to engage in sexual conduct. It's because she was sending it to multiple people. Okay. And at that moment, when you were speaking with Officer Hoffman, you believe that Jessica still had videos of you and John engaged in intimate activity. Yes. And I'm sure with Officer Hoffman standing there by your side with a badge and a gun and handcuffs ready to arrest John if he had broken the law, it was over. Sorry, hold on. My apologies. You certainly would have told Officer Hoffman, officer, it's extremely important that we get these videos, not only because Jessica has done something wrong, because these videos contain powerful evidence of coerced sexual activity that I've been forced to perform. No.
You probably wouldn't have told her, I've been coerced into performing oral sex. These videos contain evidence of it. May I explain? Sorry. Or can you, you can if you're
It's so funny. It's so funny to me how Legal Mindset and I interpret the same fucking transcript in completely different ways, right? He is literally giving the most charitable interpretation. No, not charitable, dishonest interpretation of the transcript in order to make Tectone seem like he is just a victim, right? When I'm seeing like the fucking thing, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, these lawyers are asking such disgusting questions. Yeah, like in order to like get at her, but at the same time, it seems like she's still fine because guess what? She fucking won the lawsuit. Like, I'm sorry, that's just the ultimate result of the lawsuit. I mean, she did win. Okay, so
attorney asked, but oh,
luck.
my question is, that's not what you explained to Officer Hoffman, is it? These videos do
make
not
charitable
contain
analysis? Sure.
coercion because it was before it began. So she's saying that I was giving blowjobs consensually.
Government funding has lapsed. Government's considered shut down based. The government
but then
just
they
shut down, guys.
became non-consensual at a certain other point. Let's see here. And Pazuka says, sorry to interrupt you. Could you send me that transcript soonish? Maybe after reading this, chat will understand. Money sent, by the way. No, we're finishing the stream. So no, I'm not going to do that. I will send this out to people requesting it after my stream, not before, until I go through it completely. Sorry.
Pretty sure Misgift
the
paid.
delay, right? And Pagamal says, be careful, Legal Mindset guy. Bazookas is insane techno stalker. Maybe handle him off stream. Well, that's fine. Look, listen, I'm impartial. I will send out this evidence to people that are pro and people that are con and people that are whatever, and they can review it how they're going to review it, and they can have it after they're going to have it. But we're gonna finish the stream. We're gonna go through all 225
Isn't it
pages.
interesting? Isn't it interesting how he's addressing charitably, like one of his loyal chatters, essentially saying, "Oh, careful, that's an anti-Tectone person." Like, doesn't it show his biases clearly? Like, oh yeah, like these are anti-Tectone people. How dare you? This is a Tectone cope stream. How dare you? Oh, aren't you? We can't be having this. Okay, this is a Tectone cope stream. Don't you understand? Like,
and we're gonna wait till the end, right? So people can be patient and wait to the end, right? Chud Logic stream tomorrow is gonna hit like crack. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. You know, I'm impartial, right?
I mean, people fucking love me covering Tectone for whatever reason, okay? I mean, we have new people come in just specifically because of the Tectone allegations. The Tectone is fucking done, okay? Like, just saying, all right? That's also been a thing.
Go up, you know, whatever.
Tectone lost his case, this case, just for a protective order. Was there more? I mean, I think that... I'm not even sure what Pinkchyu is like suing Tectone over. Oh, sorry. Okay. So the purpose of the court case was to grant a 10-year long protective order. Okay. So that was the purpose of the court case, it seems. A 10-year long protective order. All right. She probably didn't expect it to be that long, but yeah, 10 years. Like it seems like the court case was specifically to protect her. Which, by the way, okay, again, that makes her look good, right? Because she's not like fucking simping for money, right? Like she's not like trying to get any like fucking monetary compensation out of this, right? Because like, yeah, I mean, like all she wants is to be safe, right? Like that's the only thing she wants. She just wants to be safe. I perfectly fucking understand.
The ways these things go, but we're gonna finish this stream first.
Fuck that.
Right? We're on page 92, so strap in. Sorry, you know, chat's gotta wait. This footage is from December of 2022. And you had, to be fair to say, the coercion, according to your testimony, has started by then, and it started in February of 2024, right? Do we get a lunch recess? No, we're going to get a little water break here. That's about it.
Glub.
All right.
Yeah, that's how you fucking swallow Tectone's cum, all right? Now we know like what he sounds like when he's swallowing Tectone's cum. Let's get an instant replay of that.
And you had, to be fair to say, the coercion, according to your testimony,
such a hater, dude.
It started by then, and it started in February of 2024. Right? Do we get a lunch recess? No.
I'm such a fucking hater. I'm so unhinged. I'm sorry.
That's about it.
Oh, yeah. That's what he sounds like when he's on Tectone's cum. I'm sorry. I'm so unhinged. I'm sorry.
All right. Continuing. And you had every opportunity to tell Officer Hoffman on February 12th that John was sexually abusing you, and she could have...
What I just said was completely immature and irresponsible. Okay, the way Foodshops and Legal Mindset watch the same thing and see something completely different is the same as us watching Preddy get shot on video and seeing something totally different than what Maggie sees. We see real. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I agree with you. We see reality. They do not. True. Well, I see my reality. Okay, I could be delusional. You never know. Could you imagine how much paranoia you suffer on the daily as legal mindless? Dude, legal mindless is beautiful.
Acted on that. Is that fair? We only spoke through email and specifically about the case. So Officer Hoffman never responded to Vinci of you. No, she did not. I never met her in person. Okay, she's sitting outside. She's going to testify. Are you sure about that? From what I recall, we've gone through email and phone calls. Okay, if she reduced her interaction with you there at Venezuela View to an offense report that was filed, would that be incorrect if she represents in that offense report that she spoke with you? I just don't remember. I don't know. So she's not recalling that she spoke to an officer here, right? So that's fair. And for the record, I am not what your previous year suggested last super chat from me. Okay, well, that's fine. Listen, you don't need to correct your record with me. Whatever it is, it's just we're waiting till the end of the stream. Sorry, nobody gets this until I finish reviewing it. Sorry, not sorry. Right? Sorry, not sorry. Okay, let's continue with this.
So cool. You're so cool. Legal mindset.
How many interactions with law enforcement have you had in your life? How many times as an officer? How many interactions with officer have you had in your life? Possibly 3. Okay, so fair to say that an interaction with Officer Hoffman on your doorstep in your house on the sidewalk outside, that would have been significant for you. I just can't remember. It was so long. It was a couple of years ago. Lock in, brother. I'm trying to lock in. CR7 says, have this same energy for text cross-examination. I will. Listen, I will. And is it fair to say you didn't disclose anything to Officer Hoffman about any sexual abuse you were allegedly suffering at John's hands? At the time, I didn't know what to call it. Okay, did a detective with the Leander Police Department ever follow up with you about these allegations? Answer, it was very difficult going back and forth over the phone. I got to, so I don't remember. I'd have to look at my emails. To your knowledge, has Jessica ever been arrested? No, that's Freem. Freem was never arrested. Did the Williamson County Prosecutor's Office prosecute against her? No. So the case went nowhere? Yes. Okay, so because that case went nowhere, you filed a lawsuit in the Williamson County Courthouse against Jessica? Yes. A civil lawsuit? Yes. A judge may approach, you may. While she's looking through these records, just from a big picture, this lawsuit, again, dealt with Jessica, John's ex-wife, allegedly videotaping sexual interactions, sexual ones between you and John. That's, again, a big picture kind of what was involved with the distribution of these videos. It was also defamation. Okay, good. I don't have any objections. The evidence comes in. All right, Ashley. So I want to ask you a few questions here. In that lawsuit, you allege several different causes of actions, including unlawful disclosure or promotion of intimate visual material.
This is cross-examination. What did that mean? It means that the lawyers are questioning the other opposing side on purpose in order to try to get stuff that they could use for their own arguments. Makes sense? Like, for example, if you suspect that somebody is lying or something doesn't line up, you can ask a series of leading questions in order to like point out some hypocrisy or something. And in terms of this segment, basically they have to tell the truth because you're sworn under law to tell the truth, essentially, right? So yeah, like if you want to go after someone's like fucking inconsistency or story or something like that, like if someone's story is not straight, then yeah, this is like one way to do it. Yeah.
Common law defamation, statutory libel, business disparagement, which I went over. I went over all these yesterday.
I think it's under
tortious interference with business relationships, intrusion on seclusion and stalking. Is that correct? Yes. And you filed this lawsuit on June 25th in Williamson County.
No,
yes.
I mean his chat said keep that same energy for
what we've just published is Respondents Exhibit 1 is a certified copy. Huh? Yes. So that's what we read. I've read that yesterday. So that's
wait, what? What do you mean? This is cross-examination. Oh, sorry, probably for his cross-examination. Like in terms of Tectone's cross-examination. Yeah, not her cross-examination, because I don't know if it's someone like calling out legal mindset. Maybe it's someone calling out legal mindset. Basically what's going on is I think it's like maybe it's a hater, maybe it's a fan, I don't know. But yeah. Because it could be like, well, I mean, it seems as though you are being so uncharitable towards her and you're like trying to demean her at every direction, but you better have that same fucking energy for Tectone, all right? Because otherwise, like, you're clearly fucking biased. That's how I read it, but I could be wrong.
It's important context. And you describe the relationship with Tectone as a private romantic relationship in the lawsuit. Where? And I can make it easier for you, Ashley. Thank you. On the front page of the lawsuit. Is that fair?
That makes
sense.
So
she described their relationship as a private romantic relationship in the previous lawsuit, but then is reframing it as a power dynamic, abusive, coercive thing.
I have no idea why the fuck he's trying to defend Tectone after he already lost, okay? This is what makes me incredibly suspicious after all of this. Because, like, again, I just don't see why the fuck you ever want to find it necessary to defend a motherfucker who lost in the court of law, like, especially as a lawyer. Like, especially if you're a lawyer, like, I don't know, like, he, essentially, he tried to discredit the judge as well, I think. Discredit the fucking, like, where this thing was being held as well. Yeah, like all of this is like clearly is for self-benefit because he's getting a lot of super chats out of this, especially from Tectone fans. But like it could be the possibility that Tectone himself wanted Legal Mindset to like cover it like this, right? Like that could be a possibility, right? But
in this, that's the juxtaposition here.
That's my guess.
So
that's my speculation. Okay.
This was a private romantic relationship when I want to get the videos deleted, but now it's a coercive relationship. So that's arguing out of both sides of your mouth.
Makes sense?
Right.
Yeah, that cope is so copey. Like it's just so unserious.
And Pinkchyu, that's you. So in your lawsuit, as kind of a background for the relationship between the parties, you described the relationship that you had with John as a private relationship.
Thing.
Yes, yes, and that it was filed in June of 2024. Yes, I also want to direct your attention to a second page in that, and you at.
Like, it's also so fucking cringe to me how, like, Legal Mindset here, like, fucking beleaguered, like, fucking lollyset here, is literally, like, trying to post-sweep. Like, you're arguing a fucking lawsuit to the audience of nobody, right? Like, yeah, sure, you're like, talking about this lawsuit right now to, like, a bunch of Tectone, like, copers, right? But, like, to be honest, right, the lawsuit is already over. He fucking lost, all right? He is fucking fucked. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's pathetic how he's doing this for the sake of clout, most likely, and you know, all that classic shit. So cringe. What a loser.
Various points in the lawsuit discuss or characterize sexual interaction between you and John. Is that fair? The interactions are from December of 2022. And you describe them as private, intimate moments between Pinkchyu and Tectone. Yes. And the romantic relationship between Tectone and Pinkchyu. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Dude, it's so shameless. It's so shameless.
That is very
so
damning
shameless.
For her story and
it's
the
so
cohesiveness
shameless
of her story, right?
Very
damning.
You really got her.
For saying that it was not a romantic relationship, that it was an abusive power dynamic thing, and then all of a sudden it's something different, right? That's very damning evidence. Definitely clip that.
What?
And you would talk about some of the false statements that people have been making about you and John in the videos that have been allegedly distributed. Yes. And some of the, I think you call them rumors that are online. I believe so, if that's what they says. Okay. And you...
Yeah, trying to frame cross-exam as total like vindication or something. Yeah, that's fucking cringe. Like, especially when, you know, again for the 50th trillionth time, okay? Like she fucking lost he fucking lost the lawsuit, right? Like he is the one that lost. Okay, how do you like go there? Like I would want, okay, here's what I want, okay? Because I want an explanation for that. If there's any explanation I want an explanation for why he thinks that she won the lawsuit specifically, okay? That's what I want. Again, like what she was trying to get is a fucking protective order, okay? She doesn't want money, I believe, from this shit, right? Like it's not like she wanted money. Dude, she wants a protective order, okay? That's why she did this. She wants a protective order, all right? That's pretty damning, no? Like the fact that she only seeks a protective order, but not like $5 trillion fucking dollars or some shit is pretty fucking wild. I don't know. Like if I was her, I wouldn't even like. I would probably go for money. Like what the fuck? Like if this guy fucking ruined my life in some like in some way, like wouldn't I also fucking go for money? I feel like I would. No. Yeah, I would.
Said that there were some, quote, toxic lies that are being distributed about the intimate videos involving you and John. Yes. And how these videos, these intimate videos allegedly being distributed have negatively...
But like, this is like some of the most disgusting sweeping I have ever seen, okay? Like, God, it's so disgusting. How much like fucking beleaguered lollyset here is like willing to sweep for like fucking... For fucking Jonathan. Oh my God, it's so cringe. Oh my God. It's like I just don't know how much like Tectone paid him income, all right, for him to say yes. Jesus.
Impacted your career. Is that fair? Yes. and how you weren't getting signed to Mythic Talent as soon as you might have been otherwise. Yes. So it's fair to say
I know
that from
what kind of
experience, you have a good understanding of how an allegation or rumors online can affect someone's career. Yes. Because you've experienced it. Yes. And you went through this with Jessica Freem. Is that fair? Yes. And you're extremely aware that this experience,
and I'm in cloud,
that an
because you're
allegation
going
like
to
this can
get
affect the ability to
brigaded by
endorse
Tectone fans.
Yes.
It's cringe.
Okay. And business deals that may happen. It can affect how many followers you might have or any of your social media streams. Is that fair? Not entirely. And what is incorrect about that? Or what would you disagree with? I would say it's similar to the kind of how John was dealt with it, is that you just go to make a pivot to be very hateful or opposite-sided content to garner new audiences in that sphere. And you can actually grow, is what I've seen people do. Again, you characterize these interactions between you and John as recorded intimate interactions. Correct. So she's saying that in December, they were that. Was this lawsuit a bench trial? Yeah, bench trial. So there was no jury here, right? And once again, activist judge.
Judge. God, it's so fucking... Oh my god, this guy. Oh my god. I need to resist the need to Fed post. I feel like if I watch like Legal Mindset anymore, I feel like I'm gonna Fed post. God, fuck this guy, honestly. Like, activist judge. God, you're so fucking disgusting. Just because the motherfucker like ruled in a direction that was not like... I wouldn't even describe like a fucking MAGA like fucking judge, an activist judge. No, I wouldn't even describe like the Supreme Court to be a bunch of like activists. Like nobody... Who the fuck even describes it like that? God, it's so fucking disgusting. God, I hope that you...
Among these false statements that you identified was Tectone was grooming you. So that was a false statement that Tectone was grooming you. And then you go on to say that grooming is defined as a practice of preparing or training someone for a particular purpose or activity. In this connotation, Freem, who is that? His ex-wife, Jessica, yes, was implying that Tectone was preparing Pink as a sex slave because she was autistic. However, this is not the basis of the relationship between Tectone and Pinkchyu. Is that true? That's what's written. Yes, right? That's what she wrote for the lawsuit in 2024. Okay. And
bro, dude, this Legal Mindset guy is one of the most dysgenic, pathetic, horrific pieces of subhuman filth I have ever had the displeasure of covering, okay? If it weren't for people paying me, like, in grotesque amounts to cover this guy, all right? Or like, the new viewers who are gonna be coming in, like, for this motherfucker, okay? I fucking hate every moment, okay, that I'm covering this guy, okay? God, this guy is so fucking filthy and disgusting. He's, like, actually, like, fucking sentient, okay? He's a fucking sentient thing of Tectones, okay? Like, Tectone fucking went off, okay? All right, just fucking fat off to, like, a legal person made of like fucking Pikachu's race, okay? And then that fucking sentient thing just came alive and then became Legal Mindset and got a law degree. Oh my god, these people are so fucking disgusting.
Both of the specific interactions you list in your application for a protective order happened before that. Is that fair? In March of 2024. Some of them. One of the ones that you specifically say in your protective order happened in March of 2024. Yes. So this lawsuit was filed less than a month after this last incident of sex abuse allegedly perpetrated on you by John. Yes. Is that fair? Yes. So despite that,
drunk, so have fun.
Calling the allegation that John...
I don't believe he was an actual lawyer. I'm pretty sure like he is like technically registered on the bar thing. But then again, all right, if you pass with all fucking like C's, okay, in fucking law school, right? And like, yeah, you're still going to become a lawyer, no? I mean, like, listen, okay, if he was a successful lawyer, he would still be doing lawyer shit, okay? And that's the truth of it, isn't it? All right, if he was a successful lawyer, he would still be doing lawyer shit. But why is he doing YouTube shit? Probably because he's a fucking subhuman filth, fucking loser lawyer, okay? All right, who couldn't even maintain any kind of, like, listen, okay? In every single fucking court case, I'm just gonna let you guys know, okay? For every winning lawyer, there is a losing lawyer, okay? This is the losing lawyer. All the losing lawyers go to fucking LawTube, all right?
John was grooming you.
All the winning lawyers keep their jobs.
As a lie. Is that fair? I was not aware that I was being sexually abused at this time.
Right. Dude, what are you talking? God, you're so fucking disgusting. I know he's gonna say something absolutely fucking deranged and unhinged. God, I fucking hate this guy. Dude, he's gonna say something along the lines of like, well, I mean, like, no, you're just a hypocrite. Don't you think that this is like, like speaking out the both sides of your mouth there? Like, don't you think that your story is being changed here? Like as if he has any kind of perception of like someone's like fucking unawareness of any kind of situation when they're in the middle of an abusive relationship. Like, why do you think girls always constantly go back to guys that like people constantly say are bad for them, right? Like, yeah, sure, some part of it is the girl's fault because of immaturity and shit, right? Which, I mean, to be fair, she has, okay, she is immature, okay? I'm pretty sure she is like way younger than Tectone, okay? Like, Tectone was somebody who took advantage of her, okay? Sexually, romantically, and domestically, okay? But I'm just saying, like, God, it's fucking subhuman, Phil. Okay, sorry.
Key in on that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fucking lawyers. Okay, listen, there's a lot of I agree. I don't know. I'm also skeptical of that. Just because there's a lot of fucking lawyers who are who are ultimately like fucking desk lawyers, okay? Because the perception that all lawyers are lawyers of the courtroom is false, okay? I'm pretty sure like a fucking ton of lawyers, maybe even most lawyers. How many lawyers appear in court? Yeah, here, ready? While millions of lawsuits are filed annually, a relatively small specialized percentage of lawyers, often estimated around 25% or less, are active litigators who frequently appear in court. Okay, Kafka Esquire is one such person. All right. Some other like respected people are people like that. Okay, but again, 75%. Okay, 75% of these motherfuckers are not like courtroom lawyers, okay? These motherfuckers are desk lawyers or they're business lawyers, and they're not even related to like civil cases. They know nothing about like this like domestic inquiries or anything like that. Like they could have like entirely different fucking views of their own, okay? And they could be sitting at a desk earning like a fucking fat paycheck every single fucking time, okay? They defend like some company trying to breach some fucking European code of conduct laws. God damn, these people are disgusting.
I was not aware that I was being sexually abused that time. So I became enlightened by somebody online or some person, some friend. I became enlightened to the fact that I was being sexually abused later on. It was an aha moment, right? Yes, that's what she is saying here in the clear language here. I was not aware.
I hope this guy. Okay.
Inspector 7499 says, after watching this, I now see why AI Tectone prefers lobsters in Don Bogwater's videos. Yeah.
I write laws for the legislature. Okay. Wait, really? What do you mean? Really?
And can you explain that? I did not until I confided to a friend after I knew what was going on was not good, and I did not know what to call it. Okay, and that did not happen until after I moved out and confided in someone. But you described for Miss Locke on that direct both these incidents caused you pain. Yes, and was it without your consent? Yes, but it wasn't until you talked. It wasn't until you talked to a friend after you and John broke up that you changed your view on these things and decided that it was sexual assault, not deciding that is sexual abuse. So, okay, but
again, okay, at the fucking time, was he aware of this? Was he not aware of, like, dude, god damn, god, you're such a fucking disgusting motherfucker. Oh my god, look at your fucking Richard Spencer ass looking face. Holy shit, I hope that we rescue Mooding from your, like, pathetic assault of Mooding, okay? I hope that fucking hippopotamus plushie isn't like fucking stank and rot with like the fucking maggots and fucking insect larvae, okay, of your constant into her, okay? Holy shit, you're so fucking disgusting. Like, you could literally not even, like, don't even have to give a take on this. You could just be living like large, and you could just be like pumping into like 50-year-old, okay, like in Thailand, okay, because that's how low the age of consent is, okay? Like, you should just probably go ahead and like some year old fresh out of, okay, all right, instead of like actually like plaguing us with this fucking retarded shit.
Okay, but at the time you filed the lawsuit, you believe the idea that John was grooming you or that you were his sex slave or that was a basic relationship, you believe that was a lie. I was highly manipulated at that time. That was not my question. Okay, my question was, at the time you filed the lawsuit, you believe that the idea that John was grooming you or that you were his sex slave or that was the basis of your relationship was a lie? Yes. Okay. At that time, yes. And further, you called them disgusting lies, and you called these rumors that were spread about you and John. Yes, right? Also, Tinkrat dropping a base 50 legal mindset membership.
Yes.
Bro, oh my god. The fact that this guy just got 50 memberships. Okay, makes me so mad. Okay, these motherfuckers are literally like slopping up every single part of copious cum and like fucking penis fluid. Okay, like possible from this motherfucker. Okay, it's like fucking penis fluid from penis fluid because like Legal Mindset himself is also penis fluid, like derived from Tectone's fucking ball sacks, and then like now they're like licking up like the penis fluid's penis. Like God, it's so fucking God, I fucking hate these people.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
Very, very good. For my base degenerates out there. Love you guys. Appreciate you, Tank Rat. Longtime gifter. If you received a gift membership, please say thank you for that, for those base gifts and those base gifters.
That's
Appreciate
that's
out there.
$250
Whatever
by the
platform we're on.
way.
Kick,
Okay,
we're on Twitch.
that person
Everybody,
just spent
thank you. I love you guys.
$250
And
to
thanks for
donate to
supporting
Legal Mindset. Holy
community
shit!
and making me able to do this as a full-time thing. I couldn't do it without you guys, and I appreciate the support. I genuinely do.
Get me out.
Thank
Get me
you.
out. This is disgusting. Get me out.
Okay.
Disgusting.
Further,
behavior.
you believe that the idea or rumor that you were going to have gag reflex surgery was a disgusting lie. Yes. And in June of 2024, you believe the idea that John was grooming you as a sex slave, that was a disgusting lie. At the time, yes. And again,
Bro, can you imagine being gaslit in like one of the most abusive relationships I have ever heard, like of all time, and then having to litigate like how you were like reliving how you were gaslit in front of like this absolute fucking scumfuck, like motherfucker. Okay, oh my god, dude, this fucking pisses me off so hard, dude. It's so disgusting. It's so disgusting how you have to relitigate your fucking gaslighting again. Like how you were being gaslit first by Tectone, and then now you're like being gaslit again by the fucking lawyers. Oh my god, it's so disgusting.
this is less than a month after this May 28th incident that you
I don't
put
blame the lawyers as
down
much as
in
I do
your
Tectone. Tectone is
application
more
for the
disgusting. The
protection
lawyers are
order.
just trying to do their job.
Yes. Okay. So in this lawsuit, despite, according to your testimony, having been abused by John in March of 2024, then in May 29th, in this lawsuit, you did not describe your relationship with John as one of an abuser and one of a victim. At the time, I did not. I was not fully aware of what my situation was. Right?
Donate to the fuck Legal Mindset.
My question in that lawsuit that you
Fund.
filed in June of 24, did you describe the nature of your relationship with John as one of an abuser and a victim? In writing, yes. That's what I wrote. Yes, the lawyers wrote, put it together. Where in the lawsuit do you describe your relationship with John as one of an abuser? Sorry, I think I'm confusing the question. In any place in that lawsuit, do you characterize your relationship with John as one of an abuser and a victim? Me or you don't? No. Is that fair? Okay, I don't. She doesn't, right? We read the lawsuit. She doesn't, right? She doesn't. I'm late. Welcome, Jay, as his readers. Shard's family says, thank you, Tank Rat. Everyone should hydrate. Yeah, no, definitely going to hydrate here. We're just getting to page 100.
We all know that when he's drinking, that's actually Tectone's cum. Okay, remember, every single time he takes a gulp, that is the sound of him slurping up Tectone's cum. All right, just keep that part in mind. Okay, it's very important for you guys to know because that's exactly how Tectone's micro gets inside the fucking mouths of these motherfuckers. Okay, all right, like these people are so disgusting. Pay attention to the way that he drinks his water. Okay, watch, listen.
Of 225.
Did you hear that? The way that he like takes his head back. All right, that's clearly reflexes from sucking too much micro. Okay.
Holy. Is it fair to say that no place in the lawsuit did you describe your relationship with John as a sexually abusive one? No. And is it fair to say that in the lawsuit you didn't describe your relationship with John as a sexually coercive one? Wait, sorry, repeat that question. At no place in this lawsuit did you describe your relationship with John as a sexually coercive one? No. And despite you filing this lawsuit on June 25, less than a month after John allegedly had sexually abused you, yes. And in cause of action for number 2, you described this characterization of John grooming you to be a sex slave as false at the time. In June of 2024, yes. Less than a month after John allegedly last sexually abused you, yes. So in June of 24, it was false that John was grooming you. No.
Sorry to interrupt so much, but I just learned about this from your yesterday VOD. The Tectone story is sickening and vile, but LM's coverage of it is so outrageous. F-cuck this clown.
Paste. It's gonna play again, okay? Because you just donated $20 fucking.
Sorry to interrupt so
That's all
much,
there
but
is
I
to
just
it.
learned
People
about this
live,
from your
you'll die.
yesterday VOD. The Tectone story is sickening and vile, but LM's coverage of it is so outrageous.
Okay,
F-cuck
but
this clown.
yeah, but keep in mind that it's not as sickening and vile as Tectone's cum, okay, from his micropenis. Just keep that part in mind, okay? Remember, all right, no matter how sickening and vile he is, okay, it will never be more, at least you're not the one sucking off his micropenis, okay? But thank you so much for the $20. I appreciate it. Your support means everything to me. Thank you.
Just that I had written at the time. I was not aware of what to call what I was going through. So she got educated, right, on what is abuse, right? DG Nuts says there must be something pretty damning in the next 250 pages of misgifts. And
I hope you're doing okay. I'm doing fine, okay? I'm here with you guys. I'm chilling, all right? I am so calm right now. You have no idea, okay? My heart is filled with nothing but love, okay? Love, adoration, and affection, all right? My heart is filled with love, okay? I'm a lover, not a hater, okay? I'm someone who is at peace, all right? Peace.
in trouble. Mr. Bear Doc says, good afternoon, my favorite lawyer man. Thank you. Welcome. But that's what you got. That's what you put in your lawsuit, that it was false that John was grooming you. Is that correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what's written. It was false. And in your lawsuit in 2024, it was false that John was preparing or training you to be a sex slave. Is that correct? Yes. And in that lawsuit that you filed in June of 2024, it was false that you were sex slaves. That's what's written. That's what's in the lawsuit. And on page 13 of the lawsuit, less than a month after John, according to your testimony, brutally orally assaults you,
totally.
You call the notion of you being John's, quote, whore as a lie without any substantiation. You call the notion of you being John's whore as a lie without any substantiation. One in the swear jar for whore, right? Yes, that's a lie, right? And again, this is less than a year after the May 29th incident that you put in your application for protective order. Yes, sometime in the early summer, you and John end your relationship. Whatever type of relationship it was, you end it. Yes. And that was kind of an extended process. Is that fair? How so? You didn't break up in an afternoon. You never moved all your stuff out that afternoon. You never saw each other again. Okay, yes, it was extended. Yes, correct. It was protracted. Use whatever word you want. It took a while. Is that fair? It took a while after. It was fairly fast after I got out of the hospital. You mean Austin Oaks? Yes. The mental health facility. At that time, you guys were continuing to communicate. Yes. And you and John continuing to be intimate. Yes. Consensually intimate. What's the timeline in this? Let's say June and July of 2024. I don't know. I'd have to look at what was going on at the time. On June 23rd, do you recall discussing a sexual encounter you had with John and describing how hard it was to be, quote, friends with benefits? Do you remember that? Yes. And what does friends with benefits mean to you? That was my first time ever having that. So I don't know. It was just a term he used. Well, if I represent to you that's in a text message between you and John, that's a phrase you used. What would that mean to you? I guess that means friends that are sexually active.
I don't understand how this applies to anything because again, okay, if she wasn't if she wasn't made aware, okay, if she wasn't aware or learned of like the way that he had been abusive towards her, right? Again, okay, this is used to discredit any woman who is like fucking domestically abused and, you know, they had to suffer through a whole fucking bunch, all right? Remember, a lot of these victims, okay, they run back to their fucking abusers, okay? Like this is a reality that is well documented, I'm sure, and like a lot of people have personal friends who are like this, right? Like everybody knows that one girl who keeps on going back to her abuser, right? Even though after like they broke up and everything, after they distanced, like they still went back. Dude, it's so disgusting the way that Legal Mindset either doesn't know about any of these cases where they go back to the like abuser, or they're trying to downplay it in any kind of situation to discredit any narratives or any kind of wrongdoing that they have, right? Like for example, like the whole entire rent for the entire like blowjobs for rent thing. Just keep in mind, okay, that thing was like that does not explain any of this. Okay, it doesn't explain any of the fucking it doesn't explain any of the fucking whiteboard shit. It doesn't explain any of the like anything. It just doesn't. Okay, like none of this retroactively justifies anything. Even though I know what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is that they're trying to paint this as a consensual arrangement between Pinkchyu and Tectone. A consensual arrangement where specifically it's like, again, this is all over a fucking protective order. It's over a protective order. This is not for money, okay? This is for a protective order, all right? And yes, Tectone does have to pay Pinkchyu's lawyer fees, but that's like the bare minimum, dude. Like, yeah, of course you're gonna pay her lawyer fees because you fucking lost. That's why.
And are you and John, were you sexually active? Yes. consensually sexually active. Prior to that, no. Prior to what? Well, because I do remember there was one consensual action from the friends with benefits situation, but the other times there were not. There were many times that were non-consensual.
Okay, first
At some
$5,
point
yeah,
in June or
based.
July, did you engage in consensual sexual?
To be fair, okay, Tectone is someone who again makes $100,000 a month. Okay, he makes $100,000 bloody dollars a month. Never feel bad for Tectone ever. Okay, for paying any amount of money. All right. This motherfucker can afford lawyers on a dime. Okay, all right. He probably has like a new fucking list of lawyers to like hire on fucking speed dial. All right, fuck this motherfucker.
Encounter? I believe one time.
Yeah, it is a lot
One
of money.
time.
Yep.
And that's probably the time that you were referring to in some of the text messages. To be fair, yes. All the other times were non-consensual? No. There were specific times that were, and there were many times that were not. It's very nuanced. Okay, but you guys broke up at this point. Yes, I broke up with him. Okay, so how would these non-consensual, if you guys broke up, how would these non-consensual encounters come about? No. Had you moved out at this point? No. I'm speaking about the time that he wanted to be friends with benefits. There was one consensual time, and that was that. Okay, from what I remember, do you guys remember going to Austin Oaks on June 29th? If that's the date, that's on file. Okay, and your phone number at the time was blank. Yes, is that correct? Do you recall texting John the day before you went to Austin Oaks at 7:44 p.m.? Sorry, one last thing. As a thank you, can I suck your dick tonight? So did you text him? Sorry, last thing. As a thank you, can I suck your sucky, not suck. Sorry, I'm wrong there. Can I sucky your dick tonight? Right? Okay. Interesting. All right. This is what he instructed me to do. But did you send the text message? Yes. Just to be clear, so I understand the testimony, John instructed you to send him a text message asking.
Bro, by the way, okay, like this is not normal communication. The fact that she is so used to saying shit like that is insane, okay? As a thank you, can I suck your dick tonight? Dude, that is insane, okay? Like that goes to show like how normalized like this abusive cycle was for them. All right, again, all right, it goes to show that we are reading the same thing, but we have two completely different interpretations, okay? My interpretation is the objectively correct interpretation, okay? If you disagree, you're wrong, all right? Just keep in mind, I defend Destiny, even though he is also being accused, all right? Anyway, the point is you can be so normalized into something, and you can say so much weird fucking shit, especially in a relationship. Like, I bet that if you ever had a bad relationship, okay? If you ever had a bad relationship, fucking ever, okay? Like an abusive relationship, even mutually abusive, okay? And you look back on all the conversation and texts that you guys have made towards one another, I guarantee you that both sides would have said something like along the lines of like, oh, I'm sorry I did all of that. I was in the wrong. I'm so sorry I did that in the wrong. But does that mean that abuse did not happen? No. Right? Like, again, okay, abuse, like these relationships, one-time texts and one-time, like, interactions are never an indicator for the entire, like, cycle of the relationship ever, okay? Like, thanking someone for a fucking, giving thanks as, like, a blowjob kind of thing, God, that's so fucking disgusting. Dude, nobody talks it. I don't know about you. I just never, ever fucking, like, heard anybody talk about, like, shit like that before, okay? But it just goes to show, again, we're reading the same fucking lines. But again, legal mindset is treating it as a slam dunk, even though I'm seeing it as something that is clearly like fucking reprehensible, right? Like blowjob as a thank you. Yeah, that's how much used she is to like the fucking abuse cycle. Yeah, like damn, dude, it's crazy.
That you could suck his dick that night.
Bye, Ben JJ.
Yes, he told me I needed to ask to suck his dick to show he could trust me because I needed to reach out to another girl and talk about what he'd been doing. What date was that? June 28th. That was a month before hospitalization. That was the night before. No, hospitalization was in July. I'm sorry, July 28th. Okay, thank you. Judge may approach. What's the date? July 23rd. I don't know if she can authenticate that. Judge may approach. You may. Ashley, is it fair and accurate representation of the conversations that you had with John, I believe? And she says yes. It's fair and accurate copy, yes. Entered into with no objections. Ashley, 7:44 p.m.
This is unacceptable.
You say,
unacceptable aim.
Love you.
Oh my God.
And then what do you call that? An emoji?
Unacceptable
yes.
aim.
So they get a love you with an emoji, right? What does the emoji signify? Happy, nervous, right? Okay, I think you're having hope you're having a good day. Sorry, last thing, as a
Bro, again, I'm just gonna say this right now, okay? I guarantee you, okay? If you've never ever have any kind of relationship experience, okay, you have no idea what I'm gonna be talking about, okay? Whatever, that's normal, all right? That's fine, okay? But I'm just gonna say right now, okay? I guarantee you, even if you were to ask like the fucking if you were to ask the victims of people who are like a part of an abusive relationship or some shit, I guarantee you that they're still gonna say, yeah, you know what, some part of me still loves him, right? Like this is like something that is normal, okay? This is something that's normal. Like the fact that, dude, oh my god, like there must be a reason why, like again, relationships are not just abusive relationships are not, like Stephen was right on this, okay? I'm just gonna repeat his talking points specifically for this one, okay? Anyway, sorry. Oh shit. I'm a guy. Okay, thanks.
Thank you for watching my video, but I am not cooked, you traitor. I am going to make a comeback. You just wait and see.
Okay. All right, thanks, Dad. I'm a guy.
Thank you for watching my video, but I am not cooked, you traitor. I am going to make a comeback. You just wait and see.
Hey, SFO, thank you for the $1.55. Thank you, I appreciate that. Okay.
thank you. Can I sucky? I assume you meant your dick tonight. Then another emoji. What is that significant? A mouth opening emoji.
Nothing lame about that.
Can I sucky our dick tonight with a mouth opening emoji? Okay. And this was a day before you went into Austin.
Sorry, not
Oaks.
to her,
Yes.
but like to the.
And when you went into Austin Oaks, they did a screening process. Is that fair? They would have. Judge may approach to introduce all the records. Yes, this is the excerpts. Hold on, I'm going to take a super chat break here. Greeting from your friendly neighborhood paramedic in upstate SC. Been a while since I've caught a live show. Hey, welcome for the 5, Mike Salone. Appreciate that. Mahak for 5,000 Chilean pesos. To be devil's advocate, someone with mental issues, specifically autism, can be oblivious about stuff, and it's mostly obvious. Yeah, that's true. Still sus about the time gap. Perception after that long time isn't reliable. Yeah. So there is some possibility about the mental health issues playing in here. I agree. She loved you long time with that text chat.
Oh yeah, I just want to say, like, especially with how schizo mindset here has like bipolar disorder, possibly schizophrenia, maybe. Like the fact that he is like this, typically because bipolar and schizophrenia has a lot of like intersection, okay? But you should know what it's like to be inconsistent, okay? You should know what it's like to be inconsistent. It is a normal thing to be kind of inconsistent and even lying, okay? When you have like these mental illnesses, like you are someone who you can suffer delusions of grandeur. You can say things that you don't want to, right? I'm sure. And then when you're no longer suffering from delusions of grandeur, you could say another thing. And then, yeah, like again, you out of everyone else here should understand that better, okay? But the fact that he does not goes to show that he's probably just lying, okay? Like he probably knows that someone in a bad mental health state is not like is not like a good narrative to trust at times, or whatever, right? Especially when they contradict themselves. But the fact that he is using this against her, like even though he probably well understands this concept, considering how he said he's seeking a therapist and taking medication or some shit. Yeah, like again, like it's just fucking cringe. Yeah, but you can tell he's like, oh, he's too hard into the grift. He's too hard into the grift, okay? Yeah. Like there's absolutely no way in hell that I don't think he knows that like Tectone is fucked. There's no way. Like you can't be reading this transcript and getting all that. I don't believe you. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. Like there's no way in hell. I'm thinking like, oh my god, this is a fucking lawyer who is reading this shit and thinking that, oh my god, he looks good or whatever. Like what the fuck? Hello? Also, again, this is why I think he's a fucking desk lawyer, okay? There's absolutely no way this guy was ever present in any kind of courtroom ever. Okay, what a loser.
Yeah, some definite mixed signals there. That's without a doubt going on for sure.
You got
him. Continuing here. The excerpts are voluminous. I have them on a flash drive. Judge, I don't have any objection to the entirety of the records coming in. Correct. Can we take a comfort break? How much time to take a lunch break? Okay, here we go. Ashley, again, I think when we broke up, we were discussing we were going into Austin Oaks. Yes. And before you went into Austin Oaks, you sent John a series of text messages, and you guys had a text conversation about your decision to go into Austin Oaks. Is that correct? Yes. And that's what we see on the screen behind us. Is that fair? That's yes. Our discussion, yes. And you said, I really need a friend right now. I think I need to go to a mental hospital. My mom doesn't answer. I didn't know if the medication I'm having a hard time. I need to see a doctor. Figuring it out right now. Packing my bags, heading to mom's. I hope you see this, but I'm going to do the right thing and get a full psych evaluation and get some real help. I love you so much. I'm sorry if I ever hurt you, and I can't wait to come back to feeling better. I love you. So she sent that text message at a time in which she claims she was a victim in a power dynamic and being manipulated, right? So that's just that. Okay. Yet Tech also has mental issues, one-way street. Yeah, no, Tech has mental issues too, right? He does. They both do.
God, you're so disgusting. You're so disgusting. The reason why, like, again, okay, this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Like, keep in mind, this is what I talked about. I've mentioned this before, okay, if you were listening. I've said again and again, okay, if you're ever in an abusive relationship, okay, there's going to be a lot of contradicting shit, okay? You're going to say, I love you to your abuser, and the abuser is also going to say, I love you back. All right. Again, when it comes to abusive relationships, a lot of it is a push and a pull. All right. It's not about all bad. Okay. An abusive relationship is never all bad. Right. An abusive relationship is also, there's going to be good parts sprinkled in. There's going to be good parts sprinkled in. And that's the stuff that they can gaslight you over by saying stuff like, oh, remember the good times that we had. Remember the good times that we had. I remember this and that. Like, yeah, like it's just so fucking cringe. Yeah, it's a cycle. Exactly. People who like thinking that an abusive relationship is all bad or whatever. I don't know. Like clearly you've just never been in a relationship before. If you think that, that's just not possible either. Right. Like again, okay, a skilled abuser or a skilled manipulator will absolutely sprinkle in like really, really good times, right? Where you feel loved and you feel appreciated. But then that's going to be mixed in with like the fucking bad times that they want you to forget about and gaslight you about, right? Yeah.
Shrike in for 5.
Okay, I'm gonna make a very stereotypical, like nonsensical fucking example, but it's gonna work, okay? In 1984, yes, the book, okay, for anyone that's actually read it, actually. In 1984, pretty sure Wilson, I'm the main character, I think his name is Wilson. During the punishment in room 101, when he was being tortured by the state, I'm pretty sure, again, there was a push and a pull. He was getting tortured, but then at the same time, there was like a relief from pain that he was given whenever he answered correctly, right? So that's kind of like an abusive relationship. Overall, it's really, really fucking bad. But then there are going to be like a lot of pleasure like fucking given to you, right? At times, in order to like fucking keep you in the loop. So yeah, like that's just, yeah, and that's why the torture was successful in 1984, okay?
It says, do you get into trouble if you laugh in court? I'm assuming yes. Typically, they don't like you laughing in court. Is that what you wrote? Yes. And did John direct you to write that?
That's
no, not at all. Just the other part about the oral sex. Yes. Okay, but that was the only part he directed you to write. No, he's done it before. Okay, then he responds, Jesus Christ, all right, well, be safe and I trust your decision. Is that correct? Yes. He doesn't belittle you? Not in that text. Correct. In that text, he doesn't belittle you. No, not in that text. Does he call you crazy? Not in that text. Does he call you a psycho? No. Okay. He says, if you need me, just
That's
text
specific
me.
text?
I have my phone now. I'm so sorry you're going through this, Pink. I'm so sorry you're going through this. Correct? Yes. He's supportive in these text messages. Okay, sure. And for the sake of our questions about those texts, that's what I'm referring to. Okay.
Remember what I said? What did I say? What did I say? Guys, what did I say about abusive relationships? What did I say about abusive relationships? There's a push and there's a pull, okay? There's a push and there's a pull, right? That's what I said.
Okay. In this group of text message, he's not dismissive. No. He doesn't use any pejorative language, crazy, psycho, anything like that. Is that fair? Yes. Okay. And in fact, when you message him, hey, he says, first thing, are you safe? Yes. And that's what's the priority for him, is that making her safe. Okay. Is that correct? Yes. If that's what I don't know, not him, I can't tell you. Okay. Is that what he reads it as? Right. And that's what he wrote. Is that correct? Yes, that's what he wrote. Okay. And you respond with, I'm safe. Yes. Trying to figure this out. And he doesn't say cool, doesn't care, good luck. He says, okay, keep me updated. Yes. And you describe your sister coming to take you, going to Del Seton, and you eventually say, they're probably going to take my phone away. In other words, don't be surprised if I don't call or message. Is that fair? Yes. And you say, John says everything will be okay. And you respond, I love you so much. Please don't tell anyone. And John replies 100%. Are you with your sister? Yeah, she's on her way. Can I call again? If not, that's okay. He says, I need you to be strong. Yeah, correct. Again, he's supportive. He's encouraging you to getting whatever acute mental health crisis you have going on addressed. Is that fair? I wasn't having it. I just wasn't feeling good. It wasn't acute. Okay, well, we'll get into that in some of the medical records. I mean, at the time you were having some feelings, some thoughts of self-harm. Yeah, I mean, I was. Okay, in a bad situation, sure. And okay, maybe we have a different definition of an acute mental health crisis, but you felt like you needed to go. I just felt to need to get out of there. Okay, then again, John says, text me when you're on your way and be careful. Be safe. Be careful. Correct. You ever told him I'm going to Austin Oaks and that's when you check on yourself? Yes. Is that fair? Yes. Okay, I want to ask you about that process. And when you go to Austin Oaks, they say a bunch of screening questions. Is that fair? Yes. Judge may approach. You may. And they ask a bunch of screening questions. Is that fair? Yes. They want to get you to know your situation a little bit more. Okay, is that fair? Yes. For instance, they're going to ask you on page 26 when you're allergic and you respond something, right? On my hands, I get red bumps. You get red bumps and disclose that to the nurse in Austin Oaks. So you get red bumps if you touch blank. Yes. And you ask her on a special diet, right? Yes. Those are medical stuff, right? So they're going over her medical stuff right now, her getting the red bump stuff.
I mean, keep in mind, okay, her entire position, and I would imagine, all right, again, because, I know what it feels like, okay? Like, again, when you're in the middle of something like this, your mind is fucked, okay? Like, your mind is so fucking fucked, okay? You have no idea how fucked your mind is, okay? Your mind is gone, okay? You're barely human, all right, during that entire thing, okay? Like, when you're in the middle of one of these things, your mind cannot process fucking anything in like us the way it is. You can't do it. It's not possible. It's not possible to process anything in like that state. Like your mind is so fucked. Okay. My mind is still fucked like years. Yeah, I mean, like anybody who like has survived a fucking abusive relationship before, like your mind is like actually just giga fucked. It's over, and you're gonna be traumatized for years on end. Yeah, if ever, you're probably gonna get therapy for like the shit that you've been put through, right? From the gaslighting you experienced, from the shit that, and this goes for both men and women. Okay, so yeah, again, I'm not like trying to like restrict to one gender, okay? Women can absolutely gaslight you, absolutely. Like fucking, yeah, it happens all the fucking time, but
like that.
Yeah.
They ask you about your present illness on page 15 and you indicate something.
Yep, no, I know.
When I'm in high stress situations, she gets something, right? And that you say that was the reason that you believe
not
that
much
John
of my
broke
audience
up
are
with
women.
you. No, I don't. The first time that wasn't. I don't believe that was the reason the first time. Okay, I broke up. Are you talking about the time when we like mutually talked or talking about the time that I broke up with him? In the medical records, you describe it as blank. That's why you believe John broke up with you because blank. I don't mind you telling what page it's on, page 15. So medical record stuff. You characterize your relationship with John. Is that correct that you were friends? No, I'm just confused because you said blank and that's the reason we broke up. I can't find it on the pages. Okay, I can get that addressed for you. Okay. And the last line of the history of present illness, description of acute illness or expectation of illness and requiring admission. Is that on the printed pages? I just can't find them. Yeah, it's on the screen. You should be able to see, right? So she goes and looks at it. Let's just scroll down here. I haven't been in the, do you have blank, right? As something, we don't know that. I'll continue down here where we can actually understand stuff. So if it was by yourself, then why do you think that's why at the time in July of 2024, do you believe that the reason why John broke up with you? I believe that they probably miswrote why I was explaining that to them because I was crying and stuff. Oh, okay. But the quotation marks there,
How do fans and viewers interact with you on Discord? I'm pretty active in Gen Chat, which is the general chat, and people DM me from time to time. Although I would ask not to spam me. Just because you DM, like I don't respond to everyone either. Like sometimes I do miss. I try to respond to as much as I could. I don't know. You can also tag me on Gen Chat. I don't know. There are multiple ways of contacting me, but
that they may have mischaracterized what you.
Fuck, I don't even know if we're gonna finish this today. 11:47.
Told them.
God.
So she's saying, I think the hospital got stuff wrong, right? Yeah.
Yeah, based off of what you're telling
I
them,
think
when
they may
their mind
have.
was fucked.
Okay. It looks like they're trying to cut it down into pieces. They probably weren't understanding, and I was trying to explain. Okay, fair enough. We'll come back to that. But you think the nurse, though you were attempting to be accurate, honest, and complete in your answers, you think the nurse with training and certification probably wrote it down wrong? Well, no. That's because I was under a lot of distress. I was trying to explain everything as much as I could and putting into one small paragraph. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, fucking snip that fucking cum. Hell yeah.
Getting over this this
Sorry.
stomach flu bug
Being
thing.
unhinged.
Got you. Okay.
Why? Because there's cummies in your tummies.
Then on page 33, you ask about your history of
Tectone's
sexual
cummies, okay.
victimization. And that you, about your history of sexualization in the last 6 months. Do you remember that? Yes. And at the time, your
Loser.
answer was blank. Is that correct? Yes, because at the time, I didn't know what it was. So she's saying that she wasn't abused, but she didn't know it was abuse at the time. Once again, it was explained to her later. Professor Keem says the drama VTubers are going to have a field day with this
You said it? Yeah, I got it from your
stream. I bet even
Yeah.
Hasm go watch a
Now donate money. Reddit gold,
stream.
please.
Mindset. This is big news. This is huge. Massive. Okay. So when they asked you that question, and again, this covers in the last 6 months, this is in July 29th, 2024, correct? Yes. And so going 6 months back, that would have covered both May 28th and May 29th incident that you allege on 2004 in your application for a protective order. Yes. Is that correct? That occurred within 6 months of you going to Austin Oaks. Yes. I was not aware that I was, hold on. It covers that. Is that correct? Yes. It covers March 24 incident. Yes. They ask you specifically, have you been sexually victimized in any way? Not sexually assaulted, but sexually victimized in any way. And your answer on July 24th was, and I presume this was no. Is that correct? Yes. And they go on to ask your entire history of sexual victimization, not just assault, not a criminal offense, but sexual victimization all over your lifetime. And you say, I assume it's no. But you clearly clarify and explain that blank correct. Yes. Would you agree with me that at no point in this question did you mention any intimate interaction that you had with John, that you don't discuss anything related to John at all? Is that correct? No, I did not. Okay. You understand at that time you needed to be honest, complete, and accurate in the information you're providing to the best of my current knowledge. They also ask you on those pages, have you experienced any emotional, physical, or sexual abuse in any way? And you disclose that blank. Yes. Okay. And was that relationship that you were in 6 years prior to going into Austin Oaks? I was a child. So she talks about several places that she was sexually victimized as a child, right? So she was sexually victimized as a child, right? Not by Tectone, by somebody else, right? Which is horrible. And did you discuss your relationship and sexual with John?
You know what else is horrible? Okay. You know what else is horrible? Dude, you might as well have said that. Okay. I'm just saying. Okay. It would be less offensive if you said that. Just mainly because we already seen you like fucking say the most like disgusting shit imaginable to man. So like you saying that would just be like morally consistent. Okay. Like if you said that she deserved that or some shit. Like Jesus Christ, you're so disgusting.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm confused. I mean, any adult sexual victimization, you discussed that in this answer. No, I don't believe I did. Okay.
Most of your victims are unaware.
I believe I only put it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. At any point in these records, do you discuss, according to your testimony, that vicious, brutal, coerced sexual encounters that you had with John? No. Okay. Again, that was just 2 months after the last alleged brutal oral sexual victimization that you experienced. And before that, I confided and got clarification what was going on. Okay. And you had been through sexual abuse before. Is that fair? You were familiar, unfortunately, with what that looks like and with what that feels like with the dynamics involved. It was very different. It was full blown, crying, pulling your pants down, raping you. And that was very different. I understand like what rape is. I don't fully understand like assault. So she's saying that before she was raped and she knew what rape was, but she didn't know what assault was. Why is some stuff redacted? No.
What the fuck, bro? Dude, what? 5 lawyers, by the way. 5 lawyers. 5 lawyers decided that this is a good question worth asking or some shit. Like, what? Damn, dude. What is wrong with these motherfuckers?
Oh, this is the records were sealed. That's why the medical records were sealed. So some of the medical stuff is out. That's why it's redacted by the court. And so I can't show what's redacted because it's sealed. And I don't have access to that. This is already pre-redacted. I can't unredact this. So it's not my redactions. Let's be very clear. These are the court's redactions, not my redactions. Okay. I want to pivot and ask you about, so you've been released from Austin Oaks. Is that correct? May I have a moment? I'm sorry. Okay, my apologies. You were released from Austin Oaks and you were continuing communicating. I believe he's listed as blank. Yes. You listed him as what? That's because that's where I was living at the time. And you send John your patient access code so we can call up Austin Oaks so he can find out more information. I don't remember if I did that. Okay, so if that's in the text messages, would you have any reason to disagree with that? No. So she literally was saying, I went to this hospital because I'm afraid of him, but I sent him my access code, my patient access code. Those two stories don't add up, right? So I was so afraid of him, I went to the hospital and I sent him my patient access code so he could.
It adds up, unless you're retarded, okay? You don't think that someone could be trying to seek help? Or, dude. Like, don't you think that someone could seek help or whatever the fuck, right? But then at the same time, like, they can be manipulated into giving that away? Then what was the entire reason for her being there then? Like, what the fuck? Like, again, and I'm gonna say this again, okay? Like, her mind is completely fucked, okay? Someone with a completely fucked mind, especially in a very, very, like, a crazy circumstance like that, all right, are going to make very, very, like, crazy, inconsistent positions, okay? Yeah. Like, these are all things that are consistent with the mind of a victim, okay? All right? These are all, like, normal shit for, like, a abuse victim, okay?
Look at my files, right? Okay. Let's fast forward to the post that I believe you made on X. I think we can get rid of formerly known as Twitter at this point. Well, what fun is that? It's jokes, Miss Luck. And this was November 20th, 25. You write on Twitter how you are supposed to feel if a guy's abusive and makes you cry, then shoves your head on his crotch and demands you suck him off. And his excuse is, quote, emotion turns me on when you cry. Or when you're asking that you don't feel comfortable doing something sexual and he records you and stops making faces and pretends like it. Or you just say that you don't want to do it anymore and he shoves your head down until you throw up, guilt trips you and giving BJs and says, do your job, you don't pay rent. I took you to a water park, so you owe me. And all you can do is sleep upstairs because you know what he's going to be telling you. Do you remember making that post? So she made a post that's clearly referencing him, right? So part of this, and this is sort of the defensive Tectone responding here, is he's responding because she's writing stuff about him.
Actually,
right? So it's like this one-way street where she can write stuff about him, but he can't write stuff about her.
Yeah, that's his fucking condition.
You can't unredact like you could the Epstein ones. No. How'd you get the transcripts? Legal mindset magic, right? Things just appear in Legal Mindset's inbox. Yuri Strikes for 5 Swiss francs says she talked about how that meant like being a socialist seizing the means of reproduction. Oof, Pokimane most affected. Okay, sorry. I had to get a Pokimane jab in there. Hold on, gotta get a little, hold on. Forgetting Pokey.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Just like mental illness excuse for her, but not for him. That's right. Says Ace Event Tuna. Appreciate that. Okay. Do you remember making that post? Yes. Okay, this wasn't a private post, correct? It was an alternative account with very low following. Not an excuse. It's on a burner account. Oh, it's on my burner account excuse. Oh, that's the excuse. It's just a burner. It's just a burner. Well, it says Pink, and that's kind of your screen name. Isn't that fair? It's like an alternative name, Pinkchyu or something like that. Okay, but to be fair, in November of 2004, well before any of the exhibits are in evidence, well before any of that, you make an allegation that said John had sexually abused you. Is that fair? Maybe this is 2024. I think this is not 2004. She probably wasn't even born then. I don't even know whatever her age is. Miss Locke says, Judge, I'm not going to object, but that is one mischaracterization. And additionally, the best evidence are actually text messages. We don't even know what they say. Any response? Judge, I think she ratified through testimony your text post. All right, objection overruled. So Ashley, I'm going to ask.
Bro, this is the most powerful lawyer in existence, okay? Only matched by Kafka Esquire and Andrew Brettler, all right? Somehow, she is the one, okay? The 1v5 one, okay? The 1v5, okay? Holy cow, how does she do it? Well, I mean, like, I think it's one of these cases where, like, it's too many chefs, like, ruin the stew or some shit. Like, yeah. Where you have too many people coming and your shit is not consistent and they disagree on everything. Bro, or the firm that Tectone hired was like, dude, the shit that Tectone has done is so bad. We need to send 5 hoe-ass bitches over there, okay? The stuff that Tectone has done is so bad, we need to have 5 motherfuckers, okay? That's how bad it was, okay? We need to have 5 motherfuckers defending him, okay? Jesus Christ. She killed the other 4 lawyers on her team and absorbed their power. Yeah, she's like, God, what's that one boss? Abyss Watchers. Okay, she's like the Abyss Watchers. Mythic Talent sent the lawyers, I think. That explains fucking everything. That explains fucking everything. Dude. Dude. Mythic Talent sending their best, okay? It's like Abyss Watchers, alright? The moment, like mid-fight, she's just like a bunch of fire, okay? I mean, sorry, a bunch of like fucking shit happening in the middle. And then, I don't know, shit happens. You're welcome for the amazing commentary, by the way. No, just kidding. Like, she absorbs the fallen fucking other Abyss Watch. Okay, whatever, you get the point, okay? Fuck you, is what.
In any of these exhibits that are posted, you discussed John allegedly abusing you. I do not say any names. I talked about a personal experience I had. Okay, and very similarly again, I think we've established that none of your posts that you've entered in evidence that John mentions your name in that way. Is that fair? There are posts in which he does mention my name. Okay, would you agree with me that your allegations in November 20th Twitter post, they mirror the allegations that you made in the application for protective order? It's a place where I can write down my personal feelings like a journal without, it's just personal thoughts that you're posting online for other people to see. Okay, much in the same way John communicates online. Yes, but he uses my name. I'm just saying, like, there are posts where you use my name. Okay, at the risk of getting asked an answer direction, I'm going to ask you again. Sorry, my apologies. Can you point to me any exhibit that is in evidence where John posts Linda, Miss Lamar, Pink, Pinkchyu, or Ashley? Is that binder? Does that count as no, ma'am? Okay, these exhibits that are in evidence. Okay, not the ones that were shown. So he never uses her name. And so they're both referencing each other, and they're both not using either name, right? Fatima Mahamalati said, hello, my friend wants to move to Bangkok. How is it safe? It's safe. Yeah, Bangkok's safe and cool. It's a really good place to live. There's some downsides, some pros and cons. If they want to email me, I can give them the pros and cons of living in Bangkok, but it's still a great place. Still a great place. There's some issues going on, but it's still a great place. So fair to say, well, you don't mention John's name in this Twitter post on November 2024. Fair to say he doesn't mention your name in any of the exhibits that are in evidence. Just in the exhibits. Okay, was your relationship high profile? I'd say at the time we weren't very public. Then we became public. So I guess what's high profile? I guess because like I think politicians are celebrities, right? Okay, well, the relative scope of your sphere of influence online. Did most of your followers know that you were in a relationship with Tectone? Yes. So they knew. So we know who she's referencing. Did most of
I mean, to be fair, like again, it's the other way around, right? Like they were also thinking of Pinkchyu, right? Like when, like should she have? Did she answer like perfectly in the cross examination? No, right? But she answered pretty fucking reasonably, right? Did you watch the video I linked to you? No, not yet. Like this is more pertinent at the moment. Okay, can you remind me another time though? Like I promise I'm not trying to avoid your shit.
John's followers know that you're in a relationship with him? Yes. In fact, it is exactly the kind of relationship and impact that online rumors had on your business that served as a basis for the lawsuit that you filed in Williamson County. Is that correct? No, it's not. It's not exactly the same because she did those behind closed doors. Okay, but my question to you is, if you didn't have a significant online presence, there would have been no online presence for Jessica to damage. Yes. Would you agree with me? Yes. Okay, so you would agree with me that you had at least a significant online presence enough that rumors online, lies according to you, disgusting lies were spread online, could damage your image to the point that you lose endorsements, business deals, and things like that. It's possible. What, in fact, again, that's what you allege. What, in fact, again, that's what you allege in the lawsuit. Fair? Yes. Okay, so you knew the impact with, even to borrow a phrase from your terminology, you're small in comparison to John's following, the impact that lies with rumors or negative comments that could have on a business. Is that fair? Yes. And again, that's entire basis of the lawsuit you filed. Okay, is that fair? Yes. She's admitting right here that even a small account can have a big negative impact on a larger account based on false allegations and rumors, right?
Ooh.
She did that in her lawsuit with Freem.
I'll try
It's a mess. Yes, this is an absolute mess. And understanding that in your sphere of influence online, it is well known that you were in a relationship with John, and understanding that in John's sphere of influence, it was well known that he was in a relationship with you online, and you would agree with me that it's reasonable that those people, upon reading that Twitter post, would come to the assumption that you're talking about him. Is that fair? Not at first, until he publicly stated it himself, and he said it was about him. Okay, you don't think it's reasonable at all that anyone would read that, understanding that you guys have been in a relationship and had come to the conclusion that you were talking about him. Maybe some people, but not because there was no clarification who I was talking about or any names. Well, literally her excuse, there was no clarification about who I was talking about or any names. Tectone has the exact same excuse. They both were doing things without mentioning names. Both of them. How often do you get barred from owning guns in America? Very often. It's called red flag laws. It's a big problem. And there's a lot of active...
I mean, is it a big problem if I have like a fucking unmedicated schizophrenic motherfucker, okay? Yeah, it's like, what?
Judges, particularly in certain jurisdictions, that will take away your guns very easily for red flag laws. I really am against them because they're taken away for just feelings.
Okay, you're retarded.
I feel this person is dangerous. Oh, their guns are gone.
Yes! Tectone is dangerous.
What was your intention in posting that? It was for my friends, I think. Okay, people that have been trying to isolate me. Okay, but you would agree that you were free to text message those friends and you were free to direct message those friends. No, you couldn't do that. I believe I was being ignored or blocked by many of my friends after we broke up. So her excuse is, okay, this is the excuse. I have to put it on X because I was being ignored or blocked by my friends. Okay. All right. Interesting theme there. Okay. So it sounds like your intention was more not to communicate with close friends, but was to influence people. Sorry. Now go ahead and answer. It was also just the right thing to do, I think, to publicly come out with what...
To be fair, okay, if I ever had a friend who was dating Tectone and they were defending Tectone or some shit like that, I probably would also block that motherfucker, okay? I'm gonna be totally real, okay? I'll be like, nah, I'm not dealing with this. I'm good, okay? I'm good with you defending Tectone. I'm good.
What had happened. Yeah. So it sounds like upon a little reflection that maybe part of your motivation, or at least was to publicly discuss what you alleged experience. It was my own personal experience. I didn't say that anyone's name though. Okay, but can we agree that your part of motivation in doing that was to let other people know? I don't understand. Like, well, you had a journal. Is that fair? Yeah. Just a thing to write on. I don't really keep a journal. Okay. And whose use is that? It was just for him to write things down he thought were wrong with me. Okay, well, could you memorize any personal thoughts that were in the journal? Is that fair? No, there's really not any personal thoughts. There's only 2 pages that are written or 3 in this journal, right? Let's take a step back. Twitter is social media. Yes. And the purpose of Twitter is to communicate with other people. Yes. Okay, the purpose is to communicate unless you have a private setting with anyone that looks at your profile. Is that fair? Yes. And you wanted to communicate with friends, you could just text message, email, or directly message. It's more common.
Okay, this part is definitely the weakest part for her. I would say, yeah. Like, I would argue that this part is definitely like, oh, like because if you're going to like go onto the internet and you're going to be talking about shit, you better own up to it. I think, yeah, in my opinion. But like, yeah, I mean, Tectone again looks fucking horrible. Okay, like in total. But yeah, like I would argue that this is her weakest part for sure.
Complicated, I think. How? Like if someone's blocked you or ignoring you or doesn't want to get involved or scared to reach out in a lot of awkward interactions. So it's part of your sworn testimony here in court that zero part of your motivation in posting on Twitter was to let the general public know what you experienced with John. It had to do with a personal experience I experienced, and I explicitly didn't say names. Were you talking about John? He assumed I was talking about him. I didn't ask that. Were you talking about John? And I'll remind you, you are under oath, okay? She nods her head. Here we go. So you were talking about John. She was talking about him. And when you put it on social media, we agree that it's reasonable that people in the public, specifically business associates of John, specifically potential employers of John, would see it. Is that reasonable? Is that possible? I didn't think it was possible until he went public the next day. She didn't think it was possible that his employer...
I would argue that if you're trying to make a defamation case, this is particularly like bad, I would say. But again, okay, I just want to say again, okay, what she's trying to get is a restraining order, not a restraining, sorry, a protective order, okay? She wants to get a protective order, a 10-year protective order, okay? That is what she is trying to get, okay? But I would like to say, like, you know what, maybe in a fucking defamation case, who the fuck knows, okay, I don't know. All right, again, I'm fucking clueless on shit like this. Maybe on this, like, maybe she doesn't look as good, okay? But, like, in the grand scheme of things, like, this is probably her weakest part. I mean, we'll see if she has any more weak parts. But, like, again, all right, this is all very, yeah. Wait, has Legal Mindset covered Tectone's cross-examination yet? Or, like, did he already cover it? Fuck, I don't even remember. I don't even remember if, like, it's already covered or not. Fuck me.
Or people he's working with.
Okay. I was like, I don't think so, yeah.
Would see a public
Wait,
post
is he even gonna cover
on
it?
Twitter?
What the fuck?
Let me tell you, if you've been on the internet, your haters are going to forward everything to everybody you work with, all your hater stuff. They're going to do that immediately. Bro, can Tectone appeal it? Yeah, but I think he has to appeal it to the same judge, which is a problem. That's a real problem. Mr. Paradox, it seems like the court is showing extreme. Yeah, and it's a activist judge with a history of DV, right? A personal history.
I don't think he's covered Tectone's direct. Bro, if he avoids covering, can I jump on for a second? No, that's fine. You can come on. But like again, like if he doesn't cover Tectone's direct, that is some coward shit, dude. That is some. I will read it myself if I have to. Okay, I'll read it myself. Okay, if you, Mr. Motherfucker, all right, do not cover like Tectone's fucking cross-examination, but you cover her cross-examination. I'm sorry, okay? That's just, bro, you are so shameless if you do that, okay? Like, I don't even have words for you, okay? If that's what you do, okay? Completely slandering the judge? Yes. Yeah, bro is biased, yes.
Is your Twitter set to private? No, but I put a small Twitter page that not many people could find. And that was like an alternative page for not many followers. Okay.
And Legal Mindset says that he is fair. He says that he's unbiased, that he's only speaking for the law. What part of this is speaking for the law or not being biased? Like, what? Dude, this guy is like one of the most biased motherfuckers. Like, let's not even talk about like being like unbiased or the possibility of being like a little bit biased, maybe. But like, he is actually just like straight up the most shameless motherfucker. It's so cringe.
If I represent to you that 114,000 people saw that.
Yo, hey, what's up?
When she checks herself into the mental hospital and she's like saying, I love you, I miss you, sorry, thank you. It's like, it feels very like codependent and groomed in where she's like constantly seeking like his approval and affection.
Yeah.
And that fucking legal retard.
Groomer mindset?
Yeah, groomer mindset, thank you. Whichever one we're doing this time. It just feels so fucking gross. I'm sorry. All right, I just wanted to, because it's clear like she's either like she is codependent because I'm guessing I'm guessing most of her friend group came from what is the org called again? OTK or Mythic Talent?
Mythic Talent, yeah.
Mythic Talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it just feels like her friend group is part of that. He's part of that, and it just feels so fucking gross. I'm sorry. All right. I'll hop out. I just wanted to complain.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to add on to that. That's probably another reason why she does not actually, like, at first was like gaslighting herself, probably because she probably has a lot of her support network invested into like that specific circle, right? Like this is another reason why like people who are like ex KKK or ex like neo-Nazi, like who grew up in these communities, that's another reason why like they're so hesitant to disconnect from them, because your entire fucking shit is like wrapped around like these like various groups, right? Like it's not as much simple as like, oh well, someone's being bad to you, just disconnect, bro. Like like of course, if your like entire support network is built around the same interconnected people, then it's
just
pretty hard decision
your
to
whole
make.
life and start again. Why don't you?
Yeah. I mean, again, I wouldn't even blame anybody for like not making that decision.
No. It's like it makes no sense. It makes 100% sense. It's typical like abusive relation. It's so normal in abusive relationships. I don't. All right.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
All right. You have a good night.
Okay. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
That's what's reflected on your Twitter. Was that before or after he publicly made it public or I'm publicizing it? I'm just asking you a question. Would that surprise you? Judge, I'm going to object. The timing of the views in comparison to when they're posted, the number of followers she had. I mean, he keeps talking about, he never names her. We're getting ready to show the video. We specifically names Pink today after these videos. Court says, I mean, I agree. Asking how many views there were on this video now today is completely distorted. So the judge is coming in here with her opinion. Okay, nice. So, I mean, you can ask a different question. How many followers, how many views at a time if she knows, but the reference today is not what I'm talking about. I agree with you, Your Honor. Pink, let me ask you this a different way. If you had more than one follower, is that fair? Can we agree? On that account, yes. So you're understanding that you're releasing information in your situation with John to at least one person. We can agree that you discussed this online with John prior to discussing it online. Can we agree with that?
Was his idea?
I did not at the time say anyone's name, and it was not explicitly about anyone I did not have the purpose of it being for people to know exactly who. It was for close friends and people in the space, if that makes sense. It doesn't. But do you want to keep explaining? I'm going to object this as vague. I don't know if it's vague. It's definitely argumentative, so objection sustained. I'll move on, Your Honor. Can we agree you're talking about John when he made that post? I had. It was some of what he had done. Okay. Somewhat, yes. Like it was, you testified it was, so I'm saying like it's not everything what I'm explaining. Okay, but that post was about John. Yes, the post was publicly stating anyone's name. It was not publicly stating anyone's name, and not many people knew exactly what was going on at the time. So she's hold on. Where is it, guys?
You are coping.
That's some cope right there on that one. That's some premium grade cope. Can he appeal and request a change of venue? So I was doing some research on this, and I think he may not be able to change venue or judge on this. And it may be some Texas rules. I'm not a Texas lawyer. I don't pretend to be. So I think he may be kind of stuck with this on the appeal. So yeah. Beef says this is why he will not cover this. So this is why you need an objective person covering it, and he will not be covering this. He cannot.
Dude, it's so. Oh my god, he's so shameless, dude. Oh my god. Dude, literally verbatim, my brothers. Okay, literally verbatim. Oh my god. Literally verbatim. When will Tectone cover this? He will not be covering this, so I will. What do you think that sounds like?
Talk about this, guys. This is the point. The point is Tectone cannot defend himself, right? Yeah.
What the fuck? So you're doing the defending for him? So he's like just admitting that he's doing the defending for... Oh my god, he's so fucking shameless. Okay, we don't have that much long left, thank god.
He cannot defend himself.
Poor Mike.
So let's continue here.
That's okay, he can't defend himself, okay? I have to be legal mindset for him.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Let's see here. Yes, Judge, we're going to play what's been marked as applicants 47. It's one of the streams from March from...
Sorry, my voice is crap? No, your voice isn't crap. It's just the quality of your mic is scuffed, okay? But don't ever say your voice is crap, okay? Otherwise, I would be like, look who's talking, right? Like
November 22nd. And we're going to introduce the subject we said before. Any objection? No. It's admitted they play a video. Did you notice the comments that were going up on the side? Did you have any chance to look at any of those? And if you didn't, that's okay. I didn't read them at all. Prior to this video, had you made allegations against Mr. Roberts in public? I made a tweet without explicitly saying anyone's name. Once again, a tweet where you can assume who's who. Let me pull up the tweets because it's already in evidence. They make a reference to the medical records from Austin Oaks. You did not write down or fill out the paperwork, correct? No. Okay. And the nurses filled it out for you. Yes. All right. And in there, did you also make reference to blank as causing you stress? That's a medical record that we can't talk about. I'm not sure. If it says it in there, okay, let's go over the records. You sued his ex-wife. You sued the ex-wife, Freem, right? Yes. And you sued her based on statements that she was allegedly making, correct? Yes. And those statements that opposing counsel highlighted, yes. And what were the statements that she's accused of making? Let's go on. She's accused of being grooming her as his slave. Okay, and it was his ex-wife that was making those allegations in a public forum, right? She was telling that privately to people. Okay, and you sued, I guess, to stop that. I sued her so she wouldn't show any more videos or like to make sure that she didn't have access to the footage that she had recorded of me. And so it wasn't you making these statements about Mr. Robertson. It was ex-wife. Yes. Let me finish the question. Oh, sorry. I'm all right. There was actually a settlement, correct? Yes. And you received payment from his ex-wife. Yes. That's relevant. All right. There were some usual injunctions and you can't talk about each other publicly, right? Yes. And Mr. Robertson has made reference to an NDA. Yes, there's an NDA. All right. Without going into details, the NDA relates to the lawsuit between he and his ex-wife post-divorce, right? Yes. I believe it was an agreement they made.
Remember, okay, if he does not go over the shit with Tectone's cross-examination, okay, which I guess now we know he didn't, okay, he's bitch made. All right, keep in mind, okay, this so-called objective lawyer is not very objective after all right? If you're going to give her a grilling on this, which is fine, okay, I'm okay with you giving her a grilling on this, and she's not going to perform perfectly either, okay? Just keep in mind that you are, that's just how it is, okay? Either it is all of it is like that, or none of it is like that, okay?
Yes, it was an NDA related to them not being allowed. I'm going to object to speculation.
There's some fluff where he's holding
blah,
the
blah,
block.
blah. Can you tell about this lawsuit? Oh, sorry.
It's a long transcript. Yeah, but to be fair, okay, well, we'll just see. His open admission to grifting for money is bananas. Did he admit to that? I'm pretty sure he said something more along the lines of like, well, Tectone isn't here to defend himself, so I got to do it.
Did Mr. Robertson tell you about this lawsuit? He told me that he sent her a cease and desist, paid her $30,000, and made her sign an NDA not to go public. So that was the payout with Freem. That was the payout with Freem. I find it terrifying that an innocent person can end up against a court like this. This is life ruining, even if you're in the right. Scary. It is scary. This is scary. Case said Techie can't talk about it because of this.
Again, just assuming that Tectone is automatically innocent. Okay, like this is probably the 10,000th different time that he has done this. But again, just automatically assuming right off the bat that Tectone is innocent. You shouldn't, especially when he didn't win his fucking court case. Like, I think that this is really shameless behavior, especially when he didn't win his court case. Okay, like we're not even talking about level 1 shamelessness. This is like level 10 shamelessness. Okay?
Executive order is basically an upscale gag order. Yeah, he cannot, because
Tectone admitting in court that he was grifting, according to Ms. Gibbs Birdie. Yeah. Again, all right, I do believe that everything that Ms. Gibb has been saying is correct, I believe, right? Like, was there anything that Ms. Gibb said on this thing was, just wrong yet? Not really, right? I don't know. I don't think so. Sorry for my oversized water bottle. Pivoting into different content to grow an audience, something like that? Yeah, that's me. Oh, but that's also Tectone for conservative crowd.
Listen, the language of this protective order says he cannot do anything to harass or annoy her. So even releasing documents.
Caveat that comes with Miskiff feels sus. I just want to say again. All right, I just want to say again that Miskiff has very, very little reason to lie about the transcript unless he's being told wrong information by his birdie, because he has nobody to harm but himself if he lies about it. Okay, if he lies about it, just keep in mind that he's lying about something that is easily disproven. Okay, easily disproven instantly. When the transcript comes out, which is now, right?
Can be seen as harassing or annoying. So Tectone cannot release this document, right? Now, Legal Mindset is not Tectone. So I can do what the fuck I want to do, right? Jaffa Greg from NC5 says my head hurts. That's right. But we're getting through it. We're already at page 142. Aren't you guys proud of me? We're getting through this, guys.
No.
If I have to break this into two, I hope I don't have to break this into two. I think we can get through it. Okay. He encouraged me to sign an NDA and keep all of it under wraps due to the allegations the ex-wife had. He didn't want those going public. Okay. Did you lose a dog during this time? Yes. Okay. My family dog. But it wasn't just your breakup. You had other issues with regards to why you went to Austin Oaks. Yes. Does going to Austin Oaks make any of your allegations or accusations against Mr. Robertson untrue? No. Okay. Is there some reason why you didn't give detailed information in the Austin Oaks records about what was going on with Mr. Robertson?
Yep. He feels betrayed. He's airing out everyone's laundry.
That was why I was only there for 3 days. And you, in fact, did not return to live back at Mr. Robertson's place. Is that also correct? No. All right. Then are these tweets that the opposing counsel was talking about? Is that right? Yes. All right. Can you point out where in this you provide Mr. Robertson's name? Nowhere. Okay. Can you give me a time frame of when this occurred? No. And did you make any reference to a specific tweet in his rantings online? Yes, all the time, or a lot of the time. I'm sorry. Did he reference his followers to this tweet? Yes. You heard that in the video back in November 21st, 2024, November 22nd, 24, you said it's war now. Yes. And do you recall that? Witness nods head. And what has been done to your life since he made that statement on November 22nd, 2024? He's completely destroyed my streaming career. I barely ever stream. I had to completely switch to another platform for content and to make money. How did he destroy your streaming career? No one wanted to get near me because he would attack them too. He's already done that to some people. For example, her name's Morgan. Jesus. People don't want to associate with me or collab with me, so I actually ended up having to fly out to LA to make friends and do collaborations to help my career. So she's essentially saying, hey, look, I got financially hurt by this, and this is something that that impacted my career, so I had to change my locale. Speaking of change,
No, you fucking moron. It's not that she was like just simply financially impacted. Like, do you guys notice the blatant sandwashing that is happening here? Do you guys notice? Like, oh well, this is just like, oh well, if you go after someone online, then this is what happens or whatever. No, like, motherfucker, he is like deliberately targeting everyone that would ever talk with her or whatever. Yeah, that seems pretty fucking massive. It seems like a deliberate like way to get her to shut the fuck up, right? Yeah, whatever.
I just I got my fast facts sorted out.
Good.
So I'm gonna see. Let's see. When do we think we're gonna finish this? I'm gonna gauge that I can finish this in another hour and a half or so. So I'm gonna set this to premiere. Hold on. Let's set this to premiere today. 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Let's call it 8:30 a.m. There we go. Okay, premiere set up with the Gundam music. Okay, gotcha, guys. Sorry, I have to make sure everything is copacetic.
With the Gundam
and I'll make sure this one
wow
dumps into that one. So we're all set. Okay, good stuff.
Oh.
All right, sorry guys. Just always trying to make sure my streams are working out well, and also make sure my fast facts are getting out appropriately. All right. And if you haven't seen my previous video, watching the fast facts will be a good update for you on the general synthesis. Okay. All right. There was a reference to a text message that she sent him.
I like that whenever I like that whenever Legal Mindset does like so-called fast facts, it's like the most useless video. Like, it doesn't give us any facts. It just literally does not give us anything. I love it that he calls it that because it's anything but fast facts. All right, it's the most ironic name to ever go down in the history of everything. It's like so clearly not fast facts. It's so retarded, dude. I swear to God. But you know, I get it. Okay, he has to name it that in order to attract audiences. Okay, because that's like a clickbait title name. It's so cringe. Good names. Okay, whatever. Grifter's gonna grift. What can you do?
Asking for a blowjob right before the Austin Oaks stay. Do you recall that? Yes. Can you explain to the court how that text came to be? Are you talking about the blowing? Okay, all right. We'll put one in the swear jar for that. I originally was trying to confide in a girl that was a mutual friend. Okay, when was that? When did you try to confide in her? The blowing. Okay. I believe it was possibly a week before that text, or I don't remember. Okay. It was a little bit after the first time we broke up. Okay, then what happened? I just told her that he would make me give him a blowjob, and she freaked out. And I'm like, it's all fine. It's not a big deal. And I got scared because I didn't know if I could trust her. He then, the next day, sat me in his office and sat me in a chair. And he's like, I'm going to get you on a phone. I'm going to step inside and out. And he stepped outside the office and he said, you're going to tell me everything you told her in detail. I want to know if you're lying. And we're going to have her on the phone back and forth and find all the information. You're going to text me that you want to suck my dick, or else I'm not going to trust you. How tall is Mr. Robertson? 6 feet 6 or 7? How tall are you? 5'3"?
Fuck?
Okay. How much, to the best of your knowledge, does he weigh? Like 260. And what is it? By the way, this is establishing in the like power dynamic wheel of like he was bigger than me, so he's threatening, and I'm small, so I was scared, right? So that's what she's trying to establish here.
What the fuck? Yeah, actually. What are you, dude? I hope that, dude. I hope that Legal Mindset dies from choking on Tectone's cum, dude. Holy shit, so cringe. I hope this guy like fucking gurgles on it.
And okay, when he had you in that chair in the office, what was his demeanor towards you? Very angry. Did it cause any concerns? I was just terrified that she was going to say too much and he might do something. I don't know. I was just kind of scared. Okay, and then how long after that before you confided in someone else about the events that occurred during your relationship? Him and this other girl went to the anime convention. I asked my new assistant. She was a mutual friend of ours, to go with me to the domain, that I just needed to talk to somebody. I confided in her some of the things he had, done. And I told her.
Oh, here's a title, by the way, Macabas. Legal Mindless's or Legal Mindset's Tectone sweeping is shameless in big fucking letters. All right, because it is. Okay, it is shameless.
That we never had sex, that we would only make him give me blowjobs, and that he was really worried about it. And me and her had become best friends since then. She's helped me through a lot. And I know that some assault in your past, and you said it was assault, and I know the last thing you want to do is to go into it. But can you just tell the court briefly what happened, so the court understands what the distinction was in your head? He had gone to a hospital for an injury. He asked me if I could help him when I was in the bathroom. We went to the bathroom. He then pulled down my pants and me as I cried and told him no. That was your boyfriend when you were in your 20s. So this is not Tectone. So let me be very clear. Not Tectone. This was a boyfriend in the 20s, right? So this is a recollection of what happened to her, not Tectone, right? Okay, so let's just be very clear about that one. King Lugia with one membership, thank you. Katie.Kate as a new member. Can we get Asmongold to see this? Hopefully, if he wants the document, I'll send it to him. First case, Wolf for 5 Canadian says, one question I have. Techie is also under a PO.
God damn, he's so shameless. Shameless. I'm telling you, dude, so shameless. Not biased, by the way. Do you think that he'll send like Pinkchyu one if Pinkchyu asks for it? Like, do you think he would do that? I don't think so.
Means he can harass, make her feel uncomfortable talking about it. Doesn't mean she can't do. No, it's like I think it's more of a one-way street, and she gets away with a lot more, right?
Bro, this is like literally how MAGA. This is literally how MAGA sweeps, dude. Like, this is literally how MAGA sweeps for Trump. On God, okay? On God, this is how MAGA sweeps for Trump. Holy shit. Like, it's so similar. It's so blatantly,
her background here.
It's so blatant
and
to
that
me.
was what you determined was a rape. Yes. Okay. And you followed up with proper authorities and everything for that, right? Absolutely. And that was different from than what Mr. Robertson was doing. Yes. He tried to suicide us out of guilt on a highway at one point. It was pretty intense. That's not what Mr. Robertson. No, not Mr. Robertson. That was the other person. And that was an extreme events for you. And yes, all of those are all in a police record because he 5150'd for that. And that is different than the actions that Mr. Robertson took with you. Yes, that was rape. And your position is, I'm sorry, let me rephrase that. Mr. Robertson had you engage in behaviors against your sexual behaviors against your will. Is that right? Yes. Okay. And all this occurred on multiple occasions. Yes. And you still believe that a protective order is necessary for you and your safety and protection. Yes. And you're asking the court to grant it today. Yes, please. I passed the witness. Mr. Puryear, nothing at this time. All right. Brief recess. All right. Woo! Let's take a water recess. I'm feeling it, guys. It's one of the longest streams I've done in a while.
You hear that? That's how he glubs Tectone's cum, okay? It's like filling up some kind of like fucking hydration meter in some survival game, okay? He's like, I have to fill up my hydration meter, okay? Otherwise I'll die of thirst, okay? Except that instead of water, it's like Tectone's cum. Oh God, disgusting.
And honestly, I'm half tempted to, let's see. Let me privately review this here. How much we got?
Privately review this.
I am tempted to break this up into another stream because I'm like actually really tired right now. We have a lot to go.
Where's the stream, my boy? Where's the stream?
I'm tempted. Tempo is good. We're doing good, but we're at like a natural break point here. And I do have a bus to catch. People want me to finish. Take a break. Do it. Okay. Stay on. I'm gonna put a little poll in the chat just to get it here.
Tectone's segment is coming up, bro. Oh my God. Lame.
Part 3 is fine. Don't push yourself. It's okay. Yeah.
Kidding.
I think I may cut it here because I'm feeling it right now.
I think it is reasonable to stop here, but at the same time, it's like
what I promise you guys I will do. And
I
will send this out after I finish it. So anybody wants this, we'll do it after like that. Because I'm feeling it right now. I'm sweating right now. Yeah, because I remember I'm like getting over a sickness too. So thanks for covering. I'm unsure about Tectone's innocent after seeing Mujin's tweet.
Isn't
but
that
after watching
also
the stream and
hot
learning more
over
what's going
there?
on up here. Well, Mujin didn't have all the information, and Mujin's also not a lawyer, right? So like he doesn't understand the legal basis of it. And also like he has an audience, and I understand people can be like kind of badgered by their audience, right? So they can feel like they have to have a certain take because that's their audience's take. But this is an objective legal take. Wow, what a read! It's a heck of a ride, like high school a bit.
Objective legal take. It's way too goddamn competitive. Don't do it. Why do it? Like you get nothing. Just play another fucking video game, okay? Although to be honest, I sit here like trying to get a high score, okay? I know, ironic, isn't it? I sit here trying to get a high score as well. Oh man, I mean for fun. Oh okay. I mean if it's for fun, then yeah. I mean, do you also do the strat of gathering a bunch of fucking what is it? Like you gather a bunch of fucking beacons in order to like max out the wasp thing?
I don't miss. This was me. I'd freak out if a streamer with 3 terabytes of hentai on my hard drive to deal with. Court discovery. Woof. Much love. We all these need all the details. The internet's eating tech alive right now. No, we're going to get to that. So we're going to get to that. So what I'm saying is we're at a point where we just got through Pinkchyu. So then this is a natural break where Pinkchyu, we got through Pinkchyu's testimony, right? Now we're going to get other witnesses. So we've gotten that part. So that's why this is a natural break. It's a good one. Just a bribe for a part 3. Yeah. Take a break. LM part 3 can wait. Okay. We're doing part 3. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to drag this out, but we got to do a part 3 because that's it. I will release this as soon as I get through all of it. I promise you guys that I will get through all of this. And we are going to finish this. So, and I'm going to do this today. Within the next 24 hours.
Hello?
So I promise you that. And I need some sleep too.
God.
Because I haven't slept. It's 7 a.m. in the morning. I haven't slept here. So what I'm going to do is this. Let me make sure. I'm going to do one other thing here. And I'm going to make sure I'm instant premiering
okay, hit me up.
my my fast fact. So that comes out right afterwards. So you guys will be able to get that as well.
Right
so
now
guys,
I'm in the Care
I love you guys.
lobby.
I appreciate you guys. What here is maybe it's just me, but if it's wrong here, I think it's wrong. Here's the story. Well, he can't talk. So this is the best defense Tectone would give. And I know the Tectone would have no problem with me covering it. Right? Matt for $9.99, thank you. Bribe for Ventral Part 3 ASMR. We'll be there. We'll get it. We'll get it. Thank you guys.
Dude, he's so shameless. No, he's so shameless.
You are hoping.
You guys hear that? What? How much did I say I would be willing to bet? $500, I think. $500. Never mind. I want to up that to $5,000, okay? I'm willing to bet $5,000 that Tectone and Legal Mindset had some form of correspondence before this, okay? What I know for a fact, or what? Like, what? You know? How would you know? How do you know? What?
In the ceiling, you just
Repeat
can't
that?
believe what you're seeing.
And Mujan's also not a lawyer. I'm going to do one other thing here, and I'm
play
going
that
to
again.
make sure I'm instant premiering my my fast fact, so that comes out right afterwards. So you guys will be able to get that as well. So guys, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. What here is maybe it's just me, but if it's wrong here, I'll take his dirty laundry before you hear his story. Well, he can't talk. So this is the best defense Tectone would give. And I know that Tectone would have no problem with me covering this, right? Matt, for 99, thank you. Bribe Provincial Part 3 ASMR. We'll be there. We'll get it. We'll get it. Thank you guys. Smash that like button. Stick around, and all the haters, they can continue to cope and see.
You are coping.
Dude, is he okay? Bro's like revealing all of his like fucking evil plans or some shit. What? It's cringe anime shit. When's he wanna die? All right-wingers are like this, okay? All the fucking 4chan right-wingers are like this. Didn't he start with the stream saying he's allowed to cover whatever he wants? Mythic has no control over what he covered, acting all defiant. Yeah, now it turns out he's doing a stream for Tectone. A reminder that Mythic almost certainly knew Tectone was facing rape charges and were aware of the process of removing him when they brought Legal Mindset on at his request. Ugh, disgusting. Legal Mindset. Big thanks to everyone at Mythic Talent and also to Tectone for the seal of approval. Happy to be working with a great team and no objections to creating great content in the future. Nice. Just truly the best of people. Birds of a feather flock together. Remember that, okay? Mujan cutting ties with Tectone. Quote tweeting J-Stalk. Nice. Cutting all ties with Tectone. I've known everything even before it was a lawsuit. What he did to the victim was incredibly disturbing and unforgivable. Any reasonable human being with this is the last thing I'll read. With the slightest hint of morals would feel sick to their stomach when they heard the full details. Over the last year, Tectone has attempted to rebrand himself as a patriotic American who cares deeply about God, country, and family, grifting himself into an entirely new friend group, all while deliberately targeting a new breed of followers who would defend him no matter what. He made sure of this by constantly training and preparing them to hear bad things about him, twisting reality into a fanfiction about how people were only after him due to his political beliefs, even though he was innocent and just wanted to be left alone. Anytime someone would bring up what the victim said about him, he'd say that he had lawyers going after her, it was only a matter of time before the court would prove his innocence, and that an OnlyFans whore should never be believed. Mind you, he was the one who encouraged her to make an account there in the first place, and he would often gloat about it to other gacha content creators. Well, Tectone, the final court hearing lasted for 7 hours, and throughout it all, even after spending an obscene amount of money hiring an ex-judge that has been appointed by the governor of Texas himself, as well as 4 other extra attorneys assisting. Jesus Christ. Fucking loser ass couldn't even win with like a fucking star team. Actual fucking loser. You lose catastrophically to one woman who simply hired one lawyer. In a case where the odds were heavily in your favor. Yeah, like when he hired a fucking A-team with his money. Well, I mean, like, to be fair, I mean, Destiny also hired Andrew Bretlow, right? Listen carefully when I say this. I know women who have tried and failed to get restraining orders against stalkers that endanger their lives daily, all while presenting substantial evidence. You know what's crazy, though? Because it's not even a restraining order. There's an upgraded version used for exceptional cases. A protective order made on the basis of sexual is something that's extremely hard to prove, and the fact that the judge gave him a whopping 10 years is unprecedented. It's usually 2 years. It truly shows how much of a danger he was considered in regards to her safety, but of course he'll choose to downplay this. Wasn't this like in Texas? What do you mean activist judges in Texas? Can somebody please explain that? Activist judge in Texas? The official court order is now finally public. You can see the main details with a verdict, blah, blah, blah. Transcript will follow some soon, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Let it be known from this point onwards, anyone still caught defending Tectone is purposefully ignoring facts, a desperate and pathetic attempt at gaining favor or clout. Yeah, legal mindset. Or should I say, grotesque lolly set, okay? Why did I choose to only speak up now? Well, it simply wasn't my place to do so, but more importantly, a protective order court. As a lolicon myself, I hereby disavow legal mindset, okay? Us lolicons do not claim legal mindset, okay? We do not claim Rev Says Desu either, alright? Fuck these guys. Okay, sorry. That was a meme. Or is it? Makes you think. Furthermore, seeing that Tectone is most likely a psychopath who also happens to be schizophrenic, who doesn't take medication and had a sizable gun collection, I can't even pretend to completely cut ties with him. The victim was in constant daily fear for her safety, true. Wasn't about to make it worse by having him even more paranoid, blah, blah, blah. And finally, to really put salt in the wound, no, the victim did not do this for clout. Seeing as she has way more followers than Tectone, she also did not do it for the money, seeing as she makes significantly more than him too. Wait, really? Wait, I didn't know that. Holy shit, go her, I guess. Good for her. It was simply done because the guy couldn't stop mentioning and slandering her every single time because she had a genuine fear for her safety. Yeah, the reason why he couldn't stream is because he couldn't stop mentioning her, okay? makes a bunch of money nowadays. She has huge. Good. Okay, I hope she gets all the support she needs. Good luck with your appeal. In the end, though, I hope that the victim can finally live her free of this sick man's clutches. Thank you for your attention to that, Mujin. I've also mentioned that your politics mean less to me. I'm not American citizen. Okay. You can dislike Hassan, Miska, and Tectone at the same time. This isn't a football match. Stop being tribal. Okay, awesome. Thank you. Based. Anyway, it's time to see if I can secure an interview with Pinkchyu.